voiceless. People get killed for other stupid choices. Standing up for the families that took a loss. This something that we find important. Rep game strong, chest up. Little homie, keep your head up. You can be whatever you want. Get rid of the fake and it will lead up. All my life I strive for greatness. I manifested my time with patience. People try to copy us, but respect is earned. It's not an obligation. I love the fam and they love me back, and that's why I always have it back. I give a voice to those people who would never.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Or good afternoon, right? For me, it's good morning because, you know, I was up pretty late, but actually, no, I wasn't. I wasn't up late. I was up for a full night and passed out. Oh, yeah. When you see how hard, like how many days I am behind editing content, doing a bunch of different things, Christmas. I think we're all probably a day behind right now. I want to say, I hope everybody had a good holiday, a wonderful holiday, a healthy holiday. And here this problem that never went away is sitting right here in front of us. The last day that the King Road residents will stand. I think it's wrong. The latest update that I've seen is that somebody said something about the Goncalves family, posted on the, was it the Facebook page, which I haven't glanced because I'm in, but something about it saying they're going on vacation, which we can get that pulled up and check it out. What's going on, Michelle? So many people have COVID. Who has a bad cold or the flu? Me right now. I was blowing my nose and everything before I came on. I still got a cold. It's not as bad as it was, though. It's not as bad as it was, but yeah, it's really bad. So, I mean, it's crazy. Everybody is getting sick right now. Allie, what's going on? Welcome. Shout out to you. I appreciate everybody that is in the chat right now. What is true? I bet they find the weapon and it'll get thrown out. You said what? It will get thrown out. This is so wrong to tear that. Oh my God. Don't put that into our universe. Today's going to be a call-in show. I guess we're going to do, we're going to run it like this. I'm going to do call-ins only. We don't even have to watch. We don't have to put no videos on. No, nothing. Let's hear from the people. We'll do call-ins only, right? And if nobody wants to call in, then we'll just, it is what it is. But we'll do call-ins only. I want to hear from people. 5 minutes on the clock. Let me fix this real quick because I got a different timer on. Boom. Okay, 5 minutes is there. And the lines are open right now. Call in 219-885-9693. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me pull this up too, By the way, let me pull this up. Okay, I got it. 906, you're in the mix. What's going on? Oh, very easy. Okay. That's fine. Mm-hmm.
Your podcast. So I come on the other night and I found out that the detective all that. Okay, I don't want to bring all that into this. I'm just trying to say what happened. And I was so disappointed to then go find a video of his. And I'm just here to tell you that as long as you ignore all the people that try to bring you down when you're trying to grow as a channel.
Yeah.
Then everything's going to be just fine, because if you ignite that by retaliating at all, unless it's in the court of law, and I was horrified to find out. Let me just say this: I thought that Detective John was, I didn't know all, and then I'm like, huh? I seen the video. That's just,
yeah.
Oh my God! So I'm just saying, it's
crazy,
it's not right when
it's
other channels are doing good to have other people they get mad and jealous try to bring you down.
Right.
I'm looking forward to this next year. I'm looking forward to 2024, and hoping to see, because I'm a true crime fan too.
Oh, by the way, my last live's up. If anybody you want to go view the last live, people been emailing me like, "Where'd that last live go?" I just started private for the people. Last live's up though. If you want to go watch it, it's a Merry Christmas live. Go. There's good things on there.
I was trying to find your last live, T-REV, and it wasn't there.
Oh, it's there now.
Okay, cool, awesome, cool. Because I didn't get to finish watching. All right, well, I'm not going to keep you. There's so many other people that want to talk to you. I'm just grateful I got a hold of you. Big big hug. Looking forward to 2024. Watching your channel grow, hon.
Well, I appreciate it. God bless you.
Thank you, T-REV. God bless you too.
All right, bye-bye. So no thoughts on the house? What's going on? 219-885-9693. What's your thoughts on this house being torn down? Like, what's going on? I want to hear from you. Thank you so much for calling in, and thank you for talking. But I want to talk about this house being torn down. I know 6 you're in the mix. Unknown. Show your face, not your waist. Next. Let's keep going. Hold on. Yep, I'll be in there. Hold up. What? Out Department of Motor Vehicles. Okay, trying to get my sticker. I got you. They do stickers where you're at? They do that in Virginia too. They do stickers in Virginia also. U of I enrollment went UP after the murder. So imagine image claim is total bullshit. Now they're saying that the dude who owns it is a billionaire or whatever too. So why can't, if the guy who owns it's a billionaire, why are we getting rid of this property? Like if you're a billionaire, you can definitely pay security to watch this house until the trial's over, right? Unknown. I'm not answering, but you can keep calling. You can keep trying. I don't answer unknown phone calls. I'm sorry. Make sure you all vote. Thank you. You smell jealous. I appreciate the support to the channel. Thank you so much. But if they tear this house down, what does it mean? Right? What does it mean? If they tear this house down, what does it mean? Some people say it means nothing. Others are saying it means everything. Well, realistically, it means everything. 757 sent from heaven. What's going on? You're on the line.
Hey, Trev, it's Donna.
What's going on, Donna?
Well, I think that, let me turn this off. I hate to say this, and I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I just feel like we would have already heard something. If they were going to do it, is it tear down tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah. See, I just feel like, I mean, unless they're pushing it to the last minute, I just have a feeling that we're going to see that happen, unfortunately, But I also think that, you were talking about the owner being a billionaire and having money. That was gifted to the school. So technically the school has their own security guards. There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to have the security guards just go to monitor that property.
Right.
It's part of the school property since it's been gifted. It's not like it's public, it's private property. So, but it's owned by the school. Mm-hmm. So why can't they use their own security? That's my question. Why can't they use their own security guards to monitor and guard that house until this is over? It's not going to cost them any more than it would them traveling around the campus.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's just, I don't know. I think when it comes down to it, it's just the crime scene, the biological stuff that's, the
biological evidence is so strong that they feel like they don't need the house.
Right.
That's what I was thinking myself. If that's what you were going to say.
Yes, I was going to say that. Yeah, but it's true. I mean, I think that's where they're going with that. And there's nothing to say that even if you leave it up, that the judge is going to even ask for that.
Right.
For the jury to go.
And
so,
not, and I get it too. It's not for, I guess, I don't know. I don't get it though either. I guess it's not for the public, for everybody, for them to put out, hey, we got so much biological evidence. That's why we're taking this down. We just know, everybody, what does everybody argue? This DNA, right? It's TUD,
mm-hmm.
it's this, it's that, it's the third.
Right.
It is. It's always a fight over that. In reality, we don't know how much they have.
And that's absolutely true. So I think that, regardless of what happens tomorrow, I mean, I pray for the families, that whatever comes, that they don't feel defeated because, technology has come a long way and, and they may end up having to just lean on that and, I mean, they're holding this guy for over a year. If it was, there's more. There's got to be more. you know. So how was your Christmas?
You and I both know there's more. There's so much.
I know there is.
There's a story to it. There's shit that people have witnessed. There's other things that aren't being talked about that, you know, we speculate on all the, he goes through the back, go the sliding door. Did he climb up on the ladder? Did he do this or did he do that? No, that's what we're all doing around here. We're speculating on that shit.
I mean, part of it too is
the witnesses.
Part of it too is they may, you know, with all these parties and stuff that went on in that house, they may have had someone come forward and say, "I saw this guy. He's been there. I've seen him, you know, at these parties.
Bing bang.
I've seen him on campus."
Keep going. You good?
You know,
bang bong. It's bang bong. What you said is a bang bong.
Oh, I got you. I heard
yeah, I'm serious. Like, it's them tearing this house down is total bullshit. I mean, I get it. There's opinions. I respect the opinions.
I think as a family, as a family thing, looking at the family coming from their perspective, I would be devastated to know that house is coming down.
What's going on, Fluffy? Welcome, Laura. You smell jealous. Cindy in the building. I see you guys in the chat. I see all of you. Uncle Slick, what's going on? Nice to see you, Diane.
So Jeff, how you feeling?
I see you. God bless you, Jeff. Wish you nothing but the best. RM Worthington in the building. Hey, everyone. Glad to be catching this live. Rev Gang Strong. Thank you.
Get the fuck out of here.
Wrong button. Don't listen to the get the fuck out of here. That was the wrong button. I love you, RM Worthington. That was not to you. And that was not to Donna. It was an accidental press. What's going on, Alice? One of my favorite people. No, I'm just playing.
Well, I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday.
I'm glad you had a wonderful holiday. Are you healing good? Speaking of it, like your knee.
I'm healing. I mean, my leg is healing, but I have that coronavirus right now, and
oh wow,
yeah, I've had COVID for probably over a week.
Take Mucinex, Zinc, put all the different vitamins. That's the stuff that helped me and kept me, kept me up at least to be able to edit stuff and do things.
They even put us on some kind of antiviral, which today was the last day we took that. So hopefully we'll start feeling better.
I hope.
Both have it.
I hope you feel better. I really do.
Yeah,
it's all better, I really do.
Hey, it's all good. I have faith.
Well, so. I appreciate you calling in. I mean, if you still have any other thoughts, you got a couple more thoughts you want to get out there?
No, I'm good. I just wanted to touch on that as far as I was just thinking about the security. I know at one point they talked about, you know, the money that was being spent to protect that house, and it's just crap because that big school has their own security. They have their own security, so that's just an excuse.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know. Some people have been hitting me up saying, "Hey, this guy's a billionaire," and I'm thinking in my head, okay, if that's the case, you know, I just think if I was a billionaire, the things that I would do. So that's how I think about it. I'd be like, man, you know, the families are grieving. I would be with the families with the heart that I have now. If I was a billionaire, that wouldn't be happening. That house would be standing. I'd be, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense. I have to do some more research into it because I don't know if he's a billionaire.
I think part of it too, Trev, is that, you know, the board at the school, you know, the president and all them, they're probably getting pressure from the community and from different people to get rid of it because it is, you know, it is a tragic place. It's a place that you know, no one really wants to see because it's a constant reminder of what happened there. But at the same time, you know, they shouldn't give in to pressure. If it was their children, they wouldn't want that. So I just feel for the families.
It's a fact.
You know, even Ethan's family, when they were saying that, you know, I think they were, you know, here or there, whether to take it down or not. You know, still that's the last place their son was alive. So, you know, it's.
And not only that, his twins are there.
Yes.
They have to
and
see
of course, that's got to be hard to see.
I understand that also.
Right.
The twins are there. They have to, you know what I mean? They're seeing this stuff every other day, right?
Yeah. Well, I think that's where the pressure's coming from. The pressure from the community to get it down. Because it's not just a reminder for the students, it's also the reminder for the community that this actually happened in their town.
Thank you, Mar. I appreciate you. Mar, she said, LOL, not show your waist. I'm just saying, when somebody calls from an unknown number, I just don't like people who hide their identity. If you have to hide your identity to talk to me, I mean, you stay
had a
away.
lot of that lately.
Stay away from me. You know what I mean? Those are weird. That's where the problems come in. If you got to hide your identity and lie about that, no. I'm good on that. You know, I'm good on that. So stop calling me from an unknown number. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not answering it. Last time I answered an unknown phone call, they yelled the N-word over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So I was like, I had to hang up on that. But I really do appreciate you calling in and always being a voice in the community, Donna, which you've always have been from day one. I can't believe this crap. I can't believe it. Tomorrow, we will potentially be watching live streams in the morning of the house being torn down. And I will be live for it, by the way. We'll find out. If it's going to be torn down, we will be live talking about it as it's happening. So it's supposed to be what? Somebody said 7 a.m. Pacific time. That's what I was being told. That's what I heard.
Really?
If it is, we will be live, and I will be trying to catch it.
Well, hopefully between now and, courts are open. They should be open today. Maybe between now and when they close, we might get a ruling.
Damn, it's too hot. I done put a jacket on. I was cold. Now I'm hot.
I hear you.
It's not working.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Well, I'll let you go.
Well, thank you for calling in, Donna. I appreciate you.
Sure.
Always look forward to hearing from you.
And I love the Rev Gang family. Hope everybody's doing well.
I hope you're doing well, Donna. Keep healing. Lock your doors. Stay safe. Shout out to you, your whole entire family, and I look forward to hearing from you on the next time.
All right, Trev. Talk to you later.
Love you, Donna. I appreciate her calling in. If you want to call in, 219-885-9693. Call in, speak your mind. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts, opinions. I don't care if it's on the left side. I don't care if you're on the right side. You could be best friends with Joe Biden. You could be best friends with Donald Trump. Give me a call. As long as you're respectful, I'm respectful. Can we keep that line right there? I asked for 423. You're on with me. What's going on?
It's Doug from Tennessee again.
Doug from Tennessee in the building. What is going on, Doug, man? 5 minutes. The floor is yours. Speak your mind, Doug. Talk to the people.
They should leave the house there until the court date's over. But I've got to thinking, the guy that picked up Xana and the two girls.
Okay.
And they found her jacket up there where them police officers were.
Mm-hmm.
What if they were two people and two different times that people went in that house? That guy that was driving them around, maybe he got to try something with them girls. They run off, and he had to kill them. And then the other two.
Can we go back a little bit? Can we go to the jacket?
Yeah, the police found a jacket up there where they was interviewing them boys.
I know, but how do we know whose jacket this is?
Because they said that Xana had one on just like it. The girls. One of the blondes had the jacket on just like it at the grub truck.
So that means that the jacket found was hers.
That's what they're saying. That could be a possibility.
Who's saying that? I just want to know.
JR.
I want to see on the document.
It could be a possibility that guy could have chased him across the parking lot, and he done his thing, and the other killings came from Sigma, where they got into a fight.
I get what you're going with. You're theorizing that that's her jacket. I see what's going on. Okay. No. It makes sense. Keep going. 5 minutes. The floor is yours. Let's rerun it. Keep going.
And if it could be two killers, maybe Brian dropped them off at that resident and handed a night sheet. And he found out what was going on. And he got the heck up out of there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they was coming for collecting money.
I can see what you're saying. Yeah, on the speculation side of it, absolutely.
Yeah. He's over at the dope house, and he gets his dope, and they say, "Hey, man, can you drop us off over here?" And he takes somebody over and drops somebody off.
So who do we think the dope guy is? Doug? You said your name was Doug, correct, sir?
Yes.
By the way, I hope you have a holiday, man. I really do hope you have a
I did. The girl and got the boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
That's the dope That's the dope people.
Okay, so you're talking about D&E?
Demetrius, and
We're gonna call
that
them
other girl.
over here. We're gonna call them
Yeah,
D&E.
yeah.
So we got D&E. They're
D&E,
the dope people, bro.
yeah.
And B is going over here and getting bundles, and he's getting high, and he's that.
And he was asked to drop them off. And when they got there, they shook hands.
Right.
Thank you, man. Give him a high five, shook hands, and that's how his DNA got. That's how his DNA got transferred.
He said, gave him a high five, struck hands.
Yeah, and his DNA could be transferred right there.
I see, Doug. Do you? Yeah. No.
And then when he heard what was going on, he booked. I'm out of here.
I could get with it if there was any evidence that pointed towards them. I can't go and accuse D&E and slander D&E like we did already to the Daves. Allegedly, we already did that here to the Daves. Thousands of people have pointed this at, I'm sorry, the Daves or Jack Show. The Jack Showalter. Who's the other one? You got Jack D, Jack Showalter, the Daves. People have got put to shame because of the accusations from people. And as a community, I came together. I got on here and apologized to all of them when I found out and started seeing the evidence of this other person. So I just can't point the finger at two people when they got evidence against one guy. I'm just logically saying that as a person, but I don't mind hearing what your theories are. I can't point D&E because there's no evidence of D&E being involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you just don't go from giving a drug overdose charge to nothing. The charges dropped, and they was accused of it, of selling bad stuff.
Okay.
And all the charges are dropped.
I've seen it all. I've seen it. It came across here a long time ago, brother. I promise you, I've seen that months.
There's a lot more to this, and they're letting on.
I just got to be able to see it. I'm not seeing it. That's the problem.
But if you think that is a money racket right there, though. Selling drugs to them college kids like that, man, they making fortunes.
Hey, Doug, listen, I'm on board with you. If there's any type of evidence that is leading to that, I could get on board with you. If I see the evidence myself, like if there is these things that can show me in receipt wise that is true, I could be on board with that.
That's a party house, right?
Yes.
It's okay. They only found.
But listen. Let me get this across first. If you want to call a college house where people definitely drink some brews and maybe do their little thing, smoke some weed or whatever, if we want to call that a party house, then yes.
But they only found his DNA and two more. Man, there should be DNA all over that house.
Now, that's the thing. That's a good, and I love that you brought up those other two pieces of DNA. I'm glad you brought that up because it is important for transparency purposes that we find out whose DNA that belongs to.
But if that was a house of party, they should be DNA all over that house.
What's going on, Ray?
Too many people in it,
No, I get it. There's a lot of DNA in there, but why did they collect this certain DNA that they got? And if it doesn't tie back to Kohlberger, then who does it tie back to? We definitely need to know who it ties back to and why it was there. Yes, I agree.
But three DNAs, and we watched them up there. The cops came up there once, and there was 50 people in the house. Okay, they ought to be DNA everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, there's gonna be DNA everywhere.
I just wanted to speak my piece.
I appreciate you speaking your piece. I love the conversations, and I just think about, like, I'm hearing you, right? And I couldn't get on board with some of these things, but I can't go out on the limb and start accusing Demetrius and Emma because they were arrested for certain things. Because you know what I mean? We could start looking at people in that area, I guarantee, been arrested for the most craziest shit, and you'll start looking at them as a suspect if we're gonna go based on people's charges and who lives around there. You get what that's the type of mentality I'm looking at. I don't see any evidence of them tying back to that location. Besides, I mean, anybody wants to point out, oh, she was a friend with this person and that person.
But wouldn't it be weird though if it was two people and one didn't know about the other?
I couldn't. I'm not gonna sit here and say I would be surprised if there was two people. I mean, we're talking about 4 deaths here.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
They're saying
what?
And they're saying in 8 minutes. I'm just saying that can't happen. They ain't nobody that good.
I got you.
You got to be a ninja.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. You definitely have to be on. You definitely have to go in there and go for the kill shot if you're going to get in there and get out.
And Ethan is a big boy. He didn't go down by himself, man. He didn't go down just.
Ethan was already down. He was sleeping.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he's a big boy. He heard noise.
No, but
they had to hear.
I sleep heavy. If I'm sleeping, I've been able to sleep next to trains out. When I stayed out my grandma's and went there every summer, we used to put the tent up next to the trains, and they would come by all night long. And I'd sleep right through it all.
That one guy heard a scream across the way.
Man, we're gonna. You talking about Enon?
Yeah, that's why they need to leave the house.
I'm sorry, though. We can't go off of Ian's credibility.
No.
Let's break down the credibility of him changing up these fucking Facebook posts. His credibility
shot out
the window. What truth does he have? Do we
that's why they need to leave.
A guy who's a liar and is lying?
Right. That's why the house needs to. That's why the house needs to stay there, to see if you can hear a scream.
Mm-hmm.
And if they heard a scream, I just got a feeling the man got up and was defending his girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe he was just a young. I believe he defended, and she fought too. I believe both of them fought hard.
Yeah. Well, they did. What, Doug? They definitely fought back. There's defensive wounds. So
he's a good sized boy.
But listen, though, defensive wounds also don't mean that they necessarily got to fully fight back. It just means that they were able to get their hands up or something to after maybe one. I don't even want to say it because it feels bad. Like it's a heartbreak. This whole entire case is heartbreaking. But to go back and stick your hand and start to stab someone, that somebody might really put their hands up right out of nowhere, just out of it's just out of shock.
Somebody had to scream.
It's a thing to think about, Doug. You got to think about it. People can go in and go for the kill and do stuff like that. It's gruesome.
But
everybody,
you got defensive wounds. You're screaming.
Well,
you're screaming.
You know what, Doug? They did say defensive wounds. Heartbreaking,
right? And they had to be screaming. They're not going to say "ow, ow." They're going to be screaming, "Get out of here! Get off me!" Real loud.
Yeah, they were definitely trying to block the K-bar sharp instruments. So also, Doug, I want to talk while you're on the phone. What about the couple calls to Jack D? The few different times, right? They called Jack D about between 7 to 8 times, 3 times from one phone and 4 times from the other. So 7 really. So why were they calling his phone that many times? Did they see somebody out the window? Was there somebody trying to do something, or they just were suspicious about something? Did they want a man to come over there and protect them? Is that why they were calling Jack D?
Okay, think about it. They was walking, and somebody told them, I don't know who they was walking with, said, "Maddie, they're going to get you for this because you told somebody all this." Maybe that guy could have been after him. And they was calling Jack D for help.
Mm-hmm.
And he was calling him for help. And they couldn't get a hold of him. There's something else up with that. And it's got to do with money. I got a feeling it's all got to do with money.
All of it's got to do with money.
All of it's got to do, I believe it's got to do with money.
All of it's money. Them tearing the house down is money. That's to me that
Well,
when I say all of it's money, I'm referring to
yeah,
the case as it being about money and them tearing this house down. They don't want to lose money of kids coming into the town, so they're trying to tear this house down and get that memory out the way. But what they are not understanding is that no matter what, if they tear this house down, is that this memory is always going to be there of these 4 people who were brutally murdered in their sleep.
it's there. It's there. It's never going to go away. Whether you take the house down or what.
I think that part's money. Serious talk today. Absolutely, Justin. We're on serious talk. I want everybody to call in what their serious talk at 219-885-9693.
All right, thank you.
Doug, extra time. I wanted to talk to Doug. I appreciate Doug's good conversation. Doug,
All right.
any final thoughts you want to put out to everybody?
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate you calling in. Love hearing from you. I remember when you called last live. Love to hear from you again, sir. Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope you guys had a good one. And we got the New Year's coming up.
That's it. See you. Bye.
Later, brother. Shout out to Doug. I appreciate him. God bless him. God bless him. Shout out to Doug. 219-885-9693. What is your thoughts and opinion on everything? Call in. If you want to talk to me like you just heard Doug talk, 219-885-9693. Do not call from an unknown. I will not answer it. Just letting you know. Said they want this form, you get it back in form. All right, Jeff H. Never too late. He's on the phone. He's ready to talk. What's going on?
Hey, T-REV. How you doing, man?
Talk to us, baby. Talk to us. We are dripping in heat right now. We want to talk about this. We're mad the house is being torn down. They're not doing shit about it. We got this document, or actually, we got the petition that has about over 5,400 signatures. What are they going to do?
Right.
Are they going to tear this house down, or are they going to, listen?
Yeah, I'm on that petition. I signed the petition. I think, the thing that comes to my mind is that I think that the college should be showing students that they support them until, in a situation like this, to the end. It almost feels like, well, sorry about everything that happened to you, your family, and you lost your life and everything, but we got to move on with stuff. It seems like they should be sending a message to all the other college students, because all the other college students aren't free of something like this happening in the future. If I was going there, I would want to know, it's like they kept that house up. They made sure they saw it to the end. They got the verdict. It was over. Now it's time to tear down the house. Not prior to. And why not just put a tarp over it? Put a big old tarp with some artwork on it. And just, because what are they going to do? What's their plans? When are they going to have something else in its place? How long will that take? And what will that be? I just think if there's just one juror that says, I can't find him guilty. If only I could have walked through the house, would have been different. Mm-hmm. But also think about that sliding glass door. I've got the same kind of sliding glass door on the back of my house. And I know when I go out the front door and then I go around the back and I'm thinking, I'm just going to go in the back. The moment I'm approaching the glass door and I see which position the little lever is up or down, right? I like, that's right. I came out the front. I got to go back around the front because I can't go in the back door because it's locked. But the same thing happens when I come up to it and it's like, oh, great, it's unlocked, and go right on in. And so, and the thing is, you can see that from a good distance. And I was actually at Walmart today and I was looking at little binoculars. And I would imagine if you're sitting in that back parking lot with a little pair of binoculars, I don't know what kind of magnification you need, but you'd be able to pull those binoculars up, look at that sliding glass door lever, and say, it's unlocked right now. You wouldn't have to get out of the car. You could sit in the car and say, locked. I'll come back 11 more times. Locked. Oh, unlocked this time, but I don't feel like it. Maybe I'll do it next weekend. That kind of thing. And I think that's the kind of thing a juror might want to see from the back parking lot. Could you possibly see whether the door is locked from a distance in that back parking lot? Mm-hmm. Well, tear the house down. What are you going to show them?
Yeah. What are you going to show them? Absolutely.
You can see the 3D stuff is probably going to be very good. I've seen some of the stuff, and I think that's early stuff with that I think it's Faro. Is that what the camera company's called? That Faro technology is pretty impressive, and I'm looking at old stuff, so I'm sure the current stuff is incredible. But still, I think I don't know.
What's your thought?
It's sad. It's sad to think they're going to tear that down.
No, they're about to, and they're going to do it tomorrow, and they're doing it early in the morning, Jeff. I'm like, screw it. I'm about to just stay up And as soon as they're about to do it, I'm gonna go live.
You saw? I don't know. Did you see that I offered to JLR to be the driver and take you and me, and we go out there and cover the tearing down of the house? I was partially serious.
No, I know you were.
That would have been pretty cool.
I knew other things were aligned. Like I said, I talked to the JLR team as family, so it's just the JLR team here is family. We're together. We rock together heavy. So shout out to JLR. It's a whole entire team, by the way. Some people just don't know that, but
yeah. But I think it's really sad the house is coming down. I think it's gonna prove that they're gonna, like they say, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And I think they're going to find themselves in a situation where they need it and they don't have it, and that's gonna be a shame. Unless, I mean, maybe there is, we don't know all the stuff that they're going to present in court, and maybe they do have a slam dunk case, and they're that confident and they really don't need the house anymore.
And that's what Steve said, Jeff. He goes, he said that to who did he say that to? He said that the prosecutors told him that they were confident enough that it's fine to go down. I mean, come on now. When somebody says that, but it's still not enough, though. You're destroying the evidence of not only, where this happened at. And why are you doing it? What if a juror, like Steve said, wants to go in and look around and here in this house? People say, well,
and God forbid it allows like the defendant to in the future to appeal this and say, and the reason that they're wanting to appeal it is because the main piece of evidence was gone during the trial. And it's like, if that happens, that's going to be a shame, because it's going to be like, it's going to draw it out all because we were just a little impatient, didn't just let the process happen. I mean, I feel for the university, but I also, what they ought to do, I wish because people are going out there. I would love to go out there. I would have gone out there if I had the ability to go out there and just see it.
Right.
It's too bad they can't charge like an admission. Like, if you want to come by, take pictures, all this money is going to go towards the college, or whatever fund.
They ain't doing that. They'll never do no shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't think they would ever do nothing like that. Hey, you want to go take pictures? I just would never see that. But
I know I think you saw the, it's what?
Hold up. Grandma Patty in chat. No case is a slam dunk. Remember OJ and Casey Anthony? Absolutely 1,000%. And that's why I say this house stays up. What's going on? This isn't even common sense. We're just tearing houses down now. We've had a quadruple homicide inside of this house, and we're just going to tear it down, Jeff.
Right. And when so much of the evidence is like what you saw from where you were standing and what you heard from where your room is, and how loud was it, and you heard what sounded like someone playing with the dog. So it's like, well, I think having the house helps you interpret what was meant by those statements. Because otherwise you see, like, if you watch, depending on which YouTube channel you watch, we all got the same information, and look at how the vastness of differences of opinions that are coming up. I really think it's a mistake to tear down the house. Yeah. The guy that was mentioning the jacket, because I do find it interesting. I've seen that video, those officers looking at the jacket, and they kind of turn it around, look it around, and then they end up just leaving it there by that fire hydrant. But I'm wondering I don't remember what date that was, but if there's any chance that those officers have seen the crime scene with the victims, and just by chance, I don't know, have you ever been so drunk, similar to like the way Maddie was, and you just passed out in the bed and you had the jacket on and you were still wearing the jacket when you went to sleep, and thus were still wearing the jacket when your life was ended? I mean, if they are aware that it's like, well, we've already got the jacket that we've seen on the Grub Truck video, this is just, I don't know what criteria they use to determine, no, this jacket isn't, evidence worthy.
Jeff,
but it was interesting.
Come on, Jeff, you watch all the streams. Where does this? This jacket found belongs to so and so. We don't know that. Where? We can't even. Right. How can we assume that and then add in two other names like E and D? that you heard on the last call.
Right. It's
Like, where's the evidence against E and D? Okay, you're saying so they sold dope. You know how many people sell dope?
Right.
You know how many people sell dope?
Did you watch the DUI body cam video of Emma Bailey?
I've seen it all.
Was she like the most charming person in the world? I mean, I know people can be charming and can be involved in all kinds of bad stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I just don't
the evidence that she was there or in the house. There's no evidence of that shows that. There's no evidence that show me posts of her trying to, say angry things toward them. There's nothing. There's no motive there. They have a knife sheath with a guy's DNA on it, etc. I'm looking in the right direction. I'm not gonna go and start accusing other people who probably would have been snitched on already if they did work with him, or you get what I'm saying? So it doesn't even make sense to even stretch into that conspiracy side of things. And that's what I try to tell people. But people want to go and peep into this other content about other convicts in their area. Well, if that's the case, let's pull up all the convicts. Let's look at all the convicts in the area that live right there by them. Let's talk about the stabbing that happened right down the street from where this happened. People thought that he was the guy the first time. This isn't the first time this ever came up before. There's been other people, and right at the beginning there was a guy that stabbed his girlfriend or something like that. Right after.
I mean, all you got to do is listen to a police scanner in any town, and you will realize quickly that crimes happen in proximity of other crimes, and they have nothing to do with each other, and they're always going on. And that's the thing. Police are used to this. And that's the unfortunate thing too. Police are, by a lot of people, are seen as like they're not Andy Griffith, Barney Fife. They're the Keystone Cops. They're idiots. They don't know what they're doing. But I'm sorry, but I personally look at them as professionals. They have experience. They're leaning on each other and each other's experiences, and so they're able when they're discounting something is like it's saying that's not part of this or that's not needed or that's not necessary. It's with experience that they're saying that. And I'm sorry, and I really think people got to consider if you really have that hate for the police and you think they're stupid idiots, your conclusions are going to be of a certain flavor and it's going to be obvious. So I can almost tell when somebody starts to say what their theories are. It's like, oh, okay, I see where you are with the police. I know.
Is a good cop. I watched a video the other day where this guy that just got out of prison for doing 18 years, he got out in the middle of a shootout. Dude had like some type of gun on the ground. He was shooting at all the officers. This guy got out and one of the officers got shot. A guy that just got out of prison, did 18 years, got out, saved the officer, pulled him to the side, held his
I saw that. Yeah.
Did you see that video in Texas?
I saw the video of that guy. Yeah, came and dragged him across the ground to safety.
Yeah, I was watching that. Yeah. Man, I was like, man, that's a cool story to hear.
It's a shame. If I was a police officer that had really been a bad police officer and did some awful stuff and got people framed, and I would just feel, it seems like, where's your heart? You were tarnishing so many people in the public eye. It's like should be a place of high honor. You're the one who, we should be respecting our police. They're the ones that run into danger as we're running away from it. They're the ones that are going to, be there to figure it out best they can when it's all over. I mean, I've seen some bad cops. I had a bad cop that arrested my friend for being drunk in public when I was his designated driver. As we watched the guy park right in front of the officer, clearly drunk, up on the curb, got out of the car, said to the police officer, "Hey, what's going on here?" Clearly drunk. And the officer said, "Keep walking, buddy." And I looked at the police officer. I said, "You're going to arrest my friend who's got a designated driver and me, and you're going to let that drunk guy that's clearly drunk just walk on down the sidewalk?" And he looked at me and said, "What guy? I didn't see any guy." So I know there's bad police officers, but I think when they got this many police officers on this, and personally, I've emailed back and forth a couple times with Chief Fry. He seems like a great guy. I have no reason to think
I'm trying to make sense. Let's make sense of this comment together. Natalie B says the evidence they have against Brian is not enough to blame him for a crime. No motive. The murder weapon has not been confirmed to be the K-bar. His arrest without the right to be interrogated.
Oh my God. I think they have his DNA is on a knife sheath that is I believe matches the wounds. They'll be able to know if it matches the wounds. But regardless, they've been stabbed. A knife, if they were shot and a knife sheath is found by them and nobody stabbed, then okay, you got something. But it's a knife sheath right next to a stab victim. And the last known, Xana is known, his last sign of life, I believe, is around 4:12 when she's tick-tocking. Now, you see that white Elantra come around for that final pass on Linda Lane at 4:07 and a half. So if he's in the house at, say, 4:09, it goes upstairs first, Xana's still alive, but there is no sign after 4:12. And then at 4:21, a white car, I believe an Elantra, is speeding off like a bat out of hell. It's right in that time frame. And that 1112 King Road camera, the light bulb camera, that camera not only going to show you coming in and going out, it's going to show how long you stayed in a dead end neighborhood. And, you know, when you came in, how long you stayed, and when you left. And that moment, that long period of time where you stayed and people were dying, you're going to have some explaining to do. And why are you speeding off, just by coincidence, right after 4 people have been killed? Why are you speeding off, almost lose control on that turn onto Queen? I don't know. That, you know, that's a...
I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to call in a special guest real quick if you want to call back right after.
Sure, man. Sure, man.
I appreciate you. I'm going to call her up real quick and we'll see what her thoughts are on it.
All right. Thanks, Chief. Thanks.
Appreciate you, boss. Here we go. I know there's going to be a lot of hatred. Let's see the hatred, right? Let's see. Couple minutes. Here we go. Let's make this phone call. Let's make this phone call. 1 second.
Hey, T-REV.
Hey, Jennifer Coffin Daffer. Now I'm gonna call you Coffin Daffer. I'm done saying Daffer. All right.
Yeah, you got it. Coffin Daffer.
Coffin Daffer. Welcome. Thank you for answering it and responding back. I wanted to talk to you about this house. We're live right now. There's 774 in the building, and I put this petition out. I'm sure you've seen it already. It's out there, but are they gonna? Do you think they're gonna halt the demolition or go through with it? What's your thoughts on everything? Break it down for us.
Sadly, I think they're going to go through with it. You know, this came up earlier. They were supposed to demolish the house in the spring, and they changed their mind and didn't go through with it. I mean, the interesting thing about this is typically there's more people involved in the decision making, but in this case, really, the president has all the authority in the world. You know, it was given to the university, and the president is in control. And what's really interesting, T-REV, is according to records dating way back, his family owned that house, which I also found quite interesting. I think I have that up on my Twitter. But it's just interesting that he just won't wait. And I looked up the 2 reasons he said. One reason is he's worried about podcasters and others going by and sort of sensationalizing it. And he's ready to move on. You know, it's kind of an eyesore and a reminder, I guess, a negative reminder. Those are his reasons, right? So let's compare that to what is taken away when that house goes away. People say, well, it's already been, you know, videotaped. Well, T-REV, and to your audience too, and I know I love your audience. How many times have you looked up a video for an apartment you want to buy or a house, and then you go there and you say, wait a minute, the spacing's all wrong, the ceiling's way lower, the acoustics are terrible, right? Yeah. Videos do not speak 1,000 words. Even this new, technology, there's no way to take the place of angles and what Dylan Mortensen saw, what Bethany could or could not have heard. And people say, oh yeah, but Jen, the furniture isn't in the house anymore. No, yeah, that's minor, in terms of changing the acoustics. How about outside to inside? How about the path he took from his car? How about the timing? Some jurors will want to get out of the car, walk to the sliding glass door. They'll want to go into that sliding glass door. They'll want to walk up to the 3rd floor. They'll want to go in where Murphy was, cause that commotion. They'll want to go in and see what it would feel like and see about that timing. All of that is gone. It's all gone once that house is gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And them destroying it, I feel like, is a win for the defense, big time. We've seen cases, Casey Anthony, and somebody brought it up earlier, Casey Anthony, OJ case,
and the Murdaugh case recently, where the jurors have been interviewed and said that was a major, component for my decision, because I could have really understand spatially Alec, to Paul, to Maggie, and it made a big difference for them.
I woke up the other day, Jennifer, and it was 6 a.m. and I read that they were going to tear this house down, and I immediately made the petition that's out there now. I know that Cara signed it. It ended up,
I signed it.
I know that you signed it. The Fox News shared it. It started getting out there. Steve went on to News Nation. I was so happy to see Steve go up and talk about it. And it's like they're just being ignored, and it's wrong. And it's wrong to every level, in my opinion. And they pay for their children, or these people paid for their children to go to this college, and for them to rush and try to tear this house now, which is never going to go away regardless of the house being torn down or not. So I guess maybe they're struggling to pay for security. I don't know, but this isn't the answer. So this is wrong.
Well, I agree, just because I think the good outweighs the bad at this point. I know this is going to drag on for a while. But let's look at the fact they got all that land and that house free. And I know, well, what is it really worth? Well, it's actually worth a lot in terms of the land. So it's not like they didn't get anything. I mean, when you're talking just dollars and cents, like you mentioned, that they're going to have to pay taxes, or they're going to have to pay for security and so on, right? But when you really add into the value of that land, it's nominal. That's how I look at it, just dollars and cents. But I do want to play devil's advocate, because we do know that the Mogans, the Carnotals, and the Goncalves family want it to stay. But I will say that Ethan Chapin's family has a different view, and they've said, basically it's time to heal. And we know that they're not planning on going to the trial. They don't go to the hearings. They're just, it's over with for them from that standpoint. They have a very close connection to God. I had a long conversation with her at CrimeCon. I mean, she's just a beautiful spiritual woman, and they're over it. But I just don't think that, I mean, I respect her voice very much so, but I just wanted to put that out there, that's the other, side of the story.
Somebody had a great question for you. Just popped up. Jeff H says, does Jennifer have an insight on how much blood splatter or spatter comes from a K-bar stabbing?
Okay, so spatter, just as a point of edification, it is spatter without the L. And that spatter that's going to be really ejected right from the knife going in, multiple wounds, a lot of it's going to matter about where the knife wounds are, right? Did it hit arteries? If it hits arteries, that's active, powerful, pressurized bleeding, as opposed to a vein that is not. It's not oxygenated blood, and it's a whole different process. So the spatter, without knowing how many times those kids were stabbed, we don't know, but that blood that was seeping out of the side of the house tells me that there were arterial damage and likely, I believe, to the neck.
To the neck, which would be why a lot of people didn't hear screaming, or the roommates didn't hear screaming. I mean, that we know of anyways, which who knows what they heard, because they got Bethany listed as a material witness. What is a material witness? Somebody who can cause the impact of a decision in a trial. That's my definition that I've looked up and gathered. Right? Am I right about that? A material witness is somebody that can impact a trial?
Well, you're right. But remember, sometimes impacting means not knowing anything. In other words, the defense can use that by saying, see, Dylan heard all of this, but Bethany didn't hear a thing. Of course, they were in different areas, but I see that that's their point.
Wow.
I think that's going to be their point, and what Bethany is going to do is, shake up what was really heard, and then of course, they could have been communicating, right? There's a lot of information about text messaging each other. Nothing that I've seen corroborated by law enforcement, however, but we shall see. But that could also be important.
Wow. Does Jennifer think the hammer end of the K-bar was used to knock out victims like Ted Bundy did? Woo!
No, I think he came in hot. I think he drew that, knife from the sheath. I think he put the sheath either in a belt or in a pocket, probably in a pocket, and it got dislodged. I think he came out, forcefully stabbing, and it happened so quick with just seconds that he murdered them.
But he couldn't do it, and he couldn't do that in 10 or 8 minutes, Jennifer. Come on.
Yeah, he could run over a mile in 8 minutes.
Exactly.
I could run up and down those stairs 100 times. I don't even know how many times.
And I can slam hammers all day on wood with an axe all day. And so it's like, come on, to think that this guy could not slip into that house, and the way that he was driving around. And I don't know if you watched Steve's interview, because in the interview he said that he's seen footage that most likely the other families haven't seen that would change their mind. But that's what he said on news. I believe it was News Nation. Literally just the other day, he sat there and said that. He said, he's going to have to explain why he parked in these different spots and why he was there. So he's seen something other than this Linda Lane footage, allegedly, in my opinion, because he said leaked footage. He's seen leaked footage. Steve put that out there in the air. What were your thoughts on that, if you did see it? And what are your thoughts on it, even if you haven't, just hearing about it?
I think Steve, is speaking his truth and what he knows. He's enraged. He's enraged about them demolishing that house, and what he sees is very important to possible jury inspection down the road. And I understand. I mean, he wants justice, and he doesn't want some hung jury because one individual, falls for something that isn't true. For instance, I think one of the points the defense will really talk about is this 8 minutes, because unless you act it out yourself, 8 minutes seems like a short amount of time, when really in a murder, it's an eternity.
It is an eternity in 8 minutes. I've told you, I did some tests, even just walking around in the house, and it's like, it could be done. It could be done. And but you know what I started to think, Jennifer? I think he went in twice, but that's a whole nother story. That's a theory that I have. That's something way different, off topic. I think he went in twice. And that's why he ended up with taking another, in my opinion. I think maybe he knew he had to drop the sheath or something, and made a go back, which is why we see him going around so many different times to enter the residence again.
From the probable cause affidavit, which I always say is the bedrock of the case of what the public knows, I don't think that supports that, just because of Dylan Morton's account of timing, the dog, to, hearing Kaylee say, there's somebody there, and then to the noises of that Xana, and then the person who I still think is Ethan says that he's going to help her, and a lot of people think that's Bryan Kohberger. I don't think that. I think it's probably Ethan says he's going to help her. I think that time frame is too small, and I think too he was just done with the killing. To compare to Bundy, when he was done, and he left. He left victims alive. He left witnesses.
Left the sheath.
Yeah, in this case, he left the sheath. Although I do think when he went back at 9 o'clock, I think he went back for two reasons. I think he was in awe watching the news that nothing had been reported. And I think he was also, when he saw nothing was reported, he was like, I'm going to go back there and see what's going on, and then also see if I drop the sheath on the outside of the house.
That's great. Jeff says, last question, does Jennifer see any improper, man, he's got to get these questions out. Does Jennifer see any improper attire worn by police going into the house, contaminating the crime scene? Now, what he's talking about is, I have a footage from the Idaho Tribune that goes back to November 14th, 15th, and the 16th. They uploaded videos, and it shows the investigators inside. People are saying that they're wearing improper PPE, etc. I don't know if you've seen this footage, but would you be able to break it down and say, oh, yeah, that was improper, or if it was proper? But again, he asked, does Jennifer see any improper attire worn by police going into the house, contaminating the crime scene?
Well, I haven't seen the footage that you're talking about, but I've always said a large part depends on where those individuals were going, because there would be, even though the whole house was a crime scene, and really not even the house, the exterior, the curtilage, all of that was a crime scene, right? But it kept moving in more and more and more as it was analyzed. And, the rope kept moving in. So my question would be, where within the house did the people that perhaps didn't have on booties or weren't properly attired, where did they go in the house? In other words, did they go into Bethany's room? Only into Bethany's room. So there's a lot that answer depends on. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I definitely makes sense. It definitely makes sense. David L is confident. What does it say? Micro said, or she said, I believe the digital evidence, or Micro Kimmy says, I believe the digital evidence will be what does him in. I also believe the 1112 footage is the smoking gun.
Micro Kimmy, I agree. I think that the DNA is the linchpin. But outside of that, I think people are going to be astounded at digital evidence from cell phones, from the internet connectivity propositions that were inside the house, from the phones of each of the individuals that were involved. I think all of that is going to paint a very important picture. So I totally agree with, is it digital Kimmy? Kimmy.
Micro Kimmy says, I believe the digital evidence. Kimmy. Yep, it will be what does him in. I also believe that 1112 footage is the smoking gun, which is that corner house where they talk about that 3-point turn from what I'm seeing on that PCA. Correct?
Yeah, yes, because, what we've seen is just really the tip of the iceberg in terms of what they're going to be able to do with all that digital evidence, as well as the footage, because they had to do everything so quickly to put together that probable cause affidavit. Remember the small amount of time that they had to really put everything together, and they're going to have done so much more. And by the way, I still think they're going to be able to show where he bought that knife. That's what I think.
Like Amazon, I know a few people who've ordered it just to look at it, to see what it's like. Like, I'm like, wow, people are literally ordering it, just to take a look at the Amazon one. It's crazy.
Yep, I agree with you. But hey, listen, I just circled back up with the fam. We're still on vacation, so
yes, ma'am.
I wanted to say hi to your crew, and I'll talk with you soon, T-REV.
Well, Jennifer, I want to thank you for taking time out of being on vacation with your family and coming on here and speaking with us and answering some questions. Thank you so much, and giving us insight. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you. Enjoy your day. God bless you. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and stay safe and vigilant.
God bless all. Visit me on Twitter.
Yes, ma'am. I got you, Jennifer. Thank you so much. Shout out to Jennifer. Thank you. Class act. Thank you, Jennifer. Man, Jennifer's awesome. She's always been in my corner since she's met me. Jennifer's a good friend to have, man. She's been in my corner since she's met me. She's been in my corner. She believes in me. She's gave me opportunities with different things. I'm an independent. I'm independent. See, people need to understand that I'm independent, and what I'm doing is independent. I make my own decisions. And for her to come down from a mainstream level and come down and talk to me, and then throw opportunities and looks and things my way, the way that she has, I want to thank her. She's a very good friend of mine, and I appreciate her and what she does, coming onto the channel, educating and talking and working with me on these documentaries that we're working on, etc. But that's a whole nother story. Shout out to her again. Once again, taking this house down is wrong, and she's right. It's going to be nothing like it. But if you want to call in 219-885-9693, is there anything that you want to touch on? Call in right now. Phone lines are open. People can call in right now. Again, 219-885-9693. What are your thoughts on them tearing the house down today, the 28th? But we'll see. 325, you're live. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm listening to the podcast, man. I just have a couple questions.
What's going on, my
I'm
man?
curious as to why everyone is talking with such certainty. When you look at that car, it actually resembles more the cop car than the Hyundai.
Okay.
And then you start about the parallels, okay? The president's a billionaire. He has all the say-so. He wants it demolished. And the only family that plays golf with the president also wants it demolished. So it's like, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but you start to make those parallels. It's like, maybe the reason why the house will get demolished is so all of the evidence that isn't against Kohlberger will be evaporated.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think about it, it's like when you really, really think about it, if that was you in his shoes, T-REV, and they were saying that's your car, bro, you would be going like, wait a minute, that how you gonna say that's my car with this grainy footage? So if something comes out later at trial and it's crystal clear that that's his car, that's one thing. But based on what we've seen, that car resembles the same car the cops were driving when they stopped the guys in the field.
Okay.
And so when you start to think about just talking with such certainty,
I get what you're
like,
saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I don't think you're more so leading towards the cops. You're just saying that any white vehicle we can make an argument about any white vehicle went by that night.
Right. If it were you or I in his shoes, just imagine.
Now let's talk about around the time of when they say these murders had happened. Let's talk about the vehicles in that time frame.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Or are you? Well, I mean, at that time frame, they were driving around. That's the only reason I brought up the police vehicles is because at that time frame, obviously we have them on camera. They were driving around. We can say with certainty that they were really close to the vicinity at that time in that white car.
1,000%.
So,
Banfield, right?
Right. Correct. 100%. I'm not saying that that's them though, but I'm. If I were on a juror, that would create some doubt. And now you're knocking down the house. Now some billionaire.
I'm with you on that.
You know,
I see where you're at with it. I see what you're saying.
It would definitely create doubt.
I'm with you on that.
I could never send a man to death row.
You got to
echo
too. Every time I talk, it's echoing back.
Wow. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let's see. What about now?
Let's see. Yeah, I hear myself.
Oh, yeah, I'm just wanted to wrap. I'll wrap it up, bro, because I don't want you to have like bad.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. I won't speak. Say your piece. You got 2 minutes. Keep rocking.
All right. So no, I'm just saying that the amount of doubt that would be instilled in my mind would be beyond a reasonable doubt. And I'm not for a murderer. I think it's atrocious what occurred, but there's also too many inconsistencies that don't make sense. And I'm going to be real. I'm going to call it now. And I'll call back after the trial. I don't think he did it because of the fact of there's nothing as concrete as they're making it appear on the surface. If you had all that, you would have shown it. There would never be this many inconsistencies. Why would you, in God's name, could you imagine it if they demolished Nicole Simpson's house?
No doubt. I'm with you on that.
You know, I mean, there are too many, and it happens to be everyone's talking about money. Well, let's go back to money. The president's a billionaire. That was his house at one time. The only family that doesn't want the house knocked down is friends with the president. The rest of the families want it knocked down. It's like it starts to make you think, was this about money? But I don't think people are looking deep enough, because if you really take it to a sinister place, it can really get nasty. Because, but there is a parallel there that you can follow. And why does he have all the say so?
I get the it's just like, what the hell?
Let me mute when you talk. Here, I
don't know why it's doing that, and it just started lagging.
I'm gonna mute while you say something, T-REV.
Nah, you're good, brother. Go ahead. Finish up what you're saying.
Yeah, so I just think that the certainty that people have that it's Kohlberger, I think they're going to be disappointed unless they have something more than this genealogical DNA trace back stuff, and that's even to be. and I've only went to law school for a year, so I'm only a 1L. But if I was an attorney, I think I could easily put doubt in people's minds. Now, I'm not an attorney. I want to make that clear. I'm only 1L. But I really think that to put doubt in people's head will not be difficult. And they need to really show more than what's been shown. And I'm sure this is probably going to upset a lot of people, but trust me, I would much rather see facts and hard data versus speculation and conspiracy theories. And based on the facts and the hard data that we've been given, I'm nowhere near there.
Ain't no doubt, bro. If you go back and listen around the time that you just said what you just said, read what's on the screen now. You know, man, there's a gag order. Oh, I don't hear the echo no more. There's a gag order. Seems like people forget that. We won't know everything because of the gag order. I try telling people that all the time too. Haters gonna hate. I try telling people that all the time too, and they're not just keeping this guy locked up for a year for no reason.
Exactly. And maybe they'll come to trial with all kinds of ammunition. Maybe they'll throw all types of things out. Maybe it'll be the paramount to seeing Chris Watts actually come out of the house in clear view doing everything. You know, I mean, even that case had far more than that. And, you know, look how many. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole.
The thing is, though, is we really don't even know how much they have against him. We just know what they put out to the PCA. This case is gagged so much to the point where they could have 20 smoking guns right now. We not know.
Or they could have nothing.
Or they could have nothing. We know they have. We know that they do not have nothing.
Right.
They have a night sheet. They got his DNA. They got phone pings. They got allegedly him circling around the block. So if they see him circling the block, obviously they can, identify it as being his vehicle. But yeah, you got a crazy. I appreciate you. God bless you. Merry Christmas, my boy. I hope we hear from you again and it ain't echoing.
Word. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you. Thank you for being a voice of the community, man. And God bless you and your family for these happy holidays, man. Shout out to that dude. I appreciate it. That echo was messing me up. 219-885-9693. If you want to call in, you want to be heard. What is your thoughts? Final thoughts. They're going to tomorrow. So that's going to be 9 a.m. What is that? 9 a.m. Central and then 10 a.m. So 215, you're live. What's going on?
Hi, Kay. It's Jamie Dona.
What's going on, Jamie?
Hi, how are you?
Jamie, talk to us.
I know. So I have news.
I know.
I'm a professor. I come with notes. So first, the coat that somebody talked about, I do think that's worth looking into. I don't know why the cops just threw it to the side. It might not be the coat, but who just finds a coat by a crime scene and leaves it. That was the first thing. One thing I do want to ask you to look into that I don't think you've looked into is, and everybody's going to think I'm crazy. I was convinced that Papa Rogers was Brian. However, the more I do research, and if you're into it, I will give you what I found or whatever. I think it's Enon Harsh.
Interesting.
And I'll give you the reasons why. I think it's too much to do right now, but I will send you reasons why I think it is. And if you think that I'm onto something, then maybe that's something to look at. But I think that it's been, I'll send you notes on that. That'll be separate. The other one, the house. So that is the president's house. I also looked that up like Jennifer. That was his house, his childhood home. If you do the Google Maps and you go to the house that he lives in now, so the president's house, and you look at the house, the King Road house, you could see it right from there. So I would say as a psychologist, one of two things. Either one, he feels traumatized, which I doubt, and that's why he wants it to come down. Or two, it has something to do with something shady. Maybe he's shadier than blinds to go. Who knows? But I don't know, why else would you just rip it down? I thought they said that they were going to keep the house up until after the trial. And I want to know, how does that petition work, T?
It just shows the public's outrage. That's what it does.
Right. I mean, I signed it, right? So, what happens if we get to a certain amount of signatures? How does it get turned into something? Where does it go?
Exactly. That's a great question. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
but I know that it could help make a difference. People, their family could go and say, look, how many people are behind it. You know what I mean? Like, just based off of what was shown here, there's a lot of different things that could be done now as far as, right now it's at 6,400. Damn, it went up super fast. It's at 6,405 right now.
Well, could I get a link to that? I want to see. I have a couple cop friends. I want to see if there's any. I want to ask them, and I have a lawyer friend that I want to ask if what we could do about that, because we're running out of time. We don't even have 24 hours left.
Yeah, we don't have 24 hours left, and I wish I was right there, because you could really band up with the family members and go stand there and protest them from even going into that joint. It would probably turn into something crazy and everybody would get arrested, but it is what it is. They need some damn transparency there. I feel like it's to that point. Then if you guys want to tear it down, people should go, you know what I mean? People should go and stop them from tearing that shit down.
I agree. And I think that if you get arrested for that, then that's a good arrest.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Think what Jeff wrote about the Elantra, Jeff, what I was talking about was the cop car, the undercover cop car that you see sometimes in the videos. There's a white, I don't know if it's a Honda Civic, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure we could look it up. That should be easy. I wonder if Jeff can do an overlay of the white Honda Civic. I know you have the Elantra one, Jeff. I watched that a million times. But I wonder if you did the Honda Civic, what the results would look like. I don't know how to do that stuff, so I can't do that. That's why I'm asking Jeff. So maybe we could find out what the undercover cop car is there, because I think it even has tinted windows.
I could get that done. I got a video guy for that.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. I don't work with Jeff on no video no more. I don't rock with him like that. I mean, we're civil, but we don't rock like that. I mean, we're friends. We're friends on YouTube. But other than that, when it comes outside of that, that ain't my video. This is his work on the screen right here that he did in the past and sent to me all in the past. But yeah, Jeff,
I
don't work with Jeff. Like I don't work with him no more. I got my own team that does videos. I'm just letting you know.
You know, I'm busy writing my dissertation. My bad. I fall out sometimes. But so if you, T-REV, can do maybe both of them and then do like a side by side so we could see if one looks different than the other. So look up the cop car, the undercover cop car, and I believe it's a white. I don't know if it's a Civic, but it's a white something. But it looks almost like the Elantra. So I'm curious to see what that would look like if you do the overlay with that. So that was another thing. Wait, I have more notes, Steve, real quick. I'm trying to get it in my 30 seconds.
We want to hear it.
All right. So the pool party, I think there's going to be something that's going to go back to this pool party. So his neighbor said that he invited him to a pool party, and like Kohlberger even wrote back something like, I have to go get trunks. Who says trunks, first of all? I would have uninvited him if he said trunks. So he went and got his trunks or whatever. So he goes to the pool party. How do we have like run into them there? He might have already known them, but I would like to look more into the pool party. I think there might be something there that I just think there's something there. This is another thing that's going to sound a little bit controversial, so please don't come for me, people. But is there any way to look in to see if Maddie or any of them had an OnlyFans page? And again, I'm only saying this because
I already looked into that. I got a link to that. You could talk about. All right, so I'll tell you, it's back on all my old streams. I went and found this whole OnlyFans from Madison Mogan, and there was an OnlyFans for Madison Mogan. But the real question is somebody fakely make that for clout beforehand? But I did some research on this OnlyFans count that I found. It had a bunch of followers only from Idaho, which were like the Coeur Lane and different. I was finding people that were following that page that were from car lots and stuff, like people that owned the car lots. That's what I found on this OnlyFans Madison Mogan page, and it's all on my older lives. If you go back and find it, I had it pulled up on my older lives. This OnlyFans page that I found. Now, most of us thought it was fake. Some of us thought it was, but
real.
I was on the line of like, this is fake.
Okay, I was too. And then when I did my research, I looked at the same things you did, and I think there's something more to that. And again, might be connected, maybe, might not, maybe. And I am not like slut shaming or anything. Let me be honest. If I looked like any of those girls, I'd have an OnlyFans too. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not like, there's no shaming here. I'm just saying, could there be a connection there? Because you have to think about it. If you're on OnlyFans or whatever, what if you're giving the person money and you're expecting something in return and that expectation isn't met. I'm just thinking like a psychologist. Then, you know what I mean? So it's like you get them. And the other thing is you want to get the people to keep coming back. So you only show a little bit at a time so that you keep getting them to come back and see more. What if he got like angry about something? What if he paid for something and he didn't get what he expected back? I don't know. Just a theory. None of this is real, people. I'm just theorizing here. And again, just a theory. Wait, there was one other thing. What do I have here? Oh, the 8-hour time thing. So let me be honest. I'm getting my doctorate degree and I spend a lot of times like up late night. Yeah. And there's times that I sleep till 2 p.m. And I live in Philly. You could have like a war outside and I'm still asleep. So that's the only thing there that I don't know. Like the girls could have slept through it. However, if they were texting during it, then maybe they should have, I don't know, called friends over then instead of waiting till the next morning. Like even if they didn't call the cops, like call somebody at that point. So I'm curious to see what we're going to find about that. And then the last thing I have here. Wait, let's see.
He said, "Who is this lady?" This is Dr. Bono. Right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not with Dr. Bono. Hopefully by June. I'm graduating and I am done. I've been in college for 1,000 years. I'm so over it. Wait, let's see. Oh, the sleeping for 8 hours. I already said that. There was something else and now I don't know what the hell it was. Do you think it was smart to post? Oh, do you think it was smart to post Steve's suggestion out there? So when Steve said that there's a lot of footage or whatever, or like leaked footage, this is my thing. What if we're dealing with like a big, I don't know. I come from like a mafia type area. So my thing is, what if you're dealing with like something big? Isn't that like kind of putting yourself in danger a little bit by putting that out there? Because what if now you're like, what if he's bluffing, right? Maybe he's not bluffing, but what if he is bluffing? Could he put himself in danger by saying that he has like leaked footage? Like, what if you're a crime syndicate? They might want to shut that down. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't know if it was the smartest thing to say. Yeah. What do you think?
I got a lot of thoughts with this.
You and me both.
I mean, to the point where I could sit for 11 hours easily and we can talk live panel, pull people up and get combos going, which I'm going to do. We're going to do that this week. So if you want to be part of the live panel, I'm going to have 4 to 5 people up. Email me if you want to be if you want to be a part of the live panel that I'm going to do this week, where we're going to do community discussion. Maybe I'll bring, if you want to be a part of it and you want to come up, just make sure you have a good mic, make sure it sounds right. I'll bring up probably 4 guests and we'll talk for a certain time and then I'll bring up some others.
Awesome.
That's what I'm in. This time, I think I'm going to aim for like, let's see, Thursday.
All right. I'm in. I'll do some research. That gives me enough time to do some more research.
Let's see, Thursday. Well, no, I mean, Friday. I think Friday would be better.
All right. Well, whatever day you want to do, I'm down. I'm off Friday. This week, so I'm like down any day. And if you want to stay up tonight, overnight, I'm up too. So we'll Discord all night if you want to, and I will talk shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up all night because I'm waiting to see. I'm gonna stay up all night because I'm gonna be looking to see what they do with this house. I'm going to be looking to see what they do. I'm going to be definitely going back live again when I do go live right near the time they're going to tear this house down.
All right. Well, we should go on Discord and try to, I want to just figure out how the heck we get this petition to whoever it has to go to before tomorrow.
That's why I'm doing a day live now. That's why I'm on now. I've only been on for an hour and 23 minutes so far.
There you go. Well, we'll figure it out. We got this.
But yeah, Vonna, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you. I'm gonna get.
You sound so much better.
Huh?
You sound so much better.
Oh yeah, I feel so much better. Shit.
You could tell.
I feel so much better.
Your hat sucks.
My hat is the best in the world. Now I'm gonna put my jacket on. Man, I'm gonna go get my CD Lamb jersey too.
You need to wear that Eagles hat for that.
Go get my CD Lamb jersey too while I'm at it.
Oh my God, please. Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you for listening to my rant for whatever long it's been. I'm sorry I went over.
We appreciate you, Dr. Vonna. Thank you so much. God bless you. And I hope you had a great holiday, you and your family. And I will be hitting you up soon.
Okay, cool. I'll email you.
Okay, thank you. Shout out to Dr. Vonna. I appreciate it. 219-885-9693. Man. Love to all the rap gang. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of rap gang queens. A lot. Feisty rap gang queens. 210, you're on the show. What's going on? Talk to us.
Hey, T-REV. It's Sweetness.
How you doing, Sweetness? You said
I'm
Sweetness?
good. Sweetness, yeah.
Sweet Leaf, Sweetness. I can't. Hold on, let me make sure I hear.
So it's Sweet Leaf.
Love the name. Sweet Leaf. Sweet Leaf. What is going on?
Yeah.
I'm glad you called in. You have 5 minutes. Talk to us. Talk to us. What's on your mind?
I was thinking this morning for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the kids was all out front of the front door, right? When the cops came up, we were all up there. But you know, if Hunter came to be coming over there, you know, because they had something planned or whatever, you know, he walks over there. He's not going to go through the front door.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go to the back of the door.
Right.
To the side door, right?
Okay.
Didn't you think of that? He didn't like enter the front door.
I think he went to the back sliding door.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
And I don't hear nobody really talking about that. But
if you
so
watch all my old videos, we talk about it for hours.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's been a long time, and I got the flu right now. But yeah, he went through there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I think I heard that he called the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, Jack D. Yes, ma'am. Jack D. Now,
Jack D,
now
right?
it's alleged that they called 3 times from one phone and 4 times from another phone.
Okay. Yeah, somebody said today, I know it's wrong, but it wasn't a neighbor probably did call 911 also, but that original call came from Dylan's phone, and I guess maybe Hunter was on the phone. But the thing is people are saying that Dylan was unconscious or fainted when she was outside. No, I think where that's getting all the confusion is that because the 911 call center said that when they take a call like that and it has something to do with something crazy like a murder or something, they don't broadcast it like, they don't put it in as that. And I forget the reason why they don't, but when the police are called there, it's not publicly just known how that, because we haven't heard the 911 call, but that they did go through. Do you remember when they went through to the call center of 911 and they explained why it was a person called in as passed out? Do you remember that? Because they went to the emergency. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they did. They did a thing on that for their emergency call center, and so you know, a lot of times things like that get crossed. But I don't think Dylan passed out. I think what they're talking about was that call. I don't think that she was exactly passed out or fainted. And then the other thing is that I don't ever hear too much about is when they do that reconstruction and everything, nobody's going to get the gist of that street light being out.
Right.
Because it was real dark. And that's real hard probably to recreate that darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder how long that light had been out and how it was out, and that whole investigation on that street light. You know, I don't see a lot of investigation into that. But other than that, yeah, I was just thinking about everybody gathering out there and all that information on who did go into that house first and
right.
Second. I don't think a whole bunch of people went in there. I think that one person went in there and just was freaked out. And Dylan, I think she might have heard something or heard Hunter call out or cry or something when he went in and seen what he seen, and she opened her door and kind of came out.
Yeah, they used the unconscious, something about an unconscious person or whatever. But yeah, I didn't hear anything about none of those calls they went through. I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, they had a 911 dispatcher say that, and you know, I forget how it goes, but they did do a 911. You know, they went to the call center. Somebody, was questioning that call center, and they said that they do that because they're college and all these things going on, that I think they don't want to send like a whole team coming in about, you know, uh, a murder or somebody dead or bleeding or whatever, that the cops will get there and assess it and then go from there. But if they, because there's so many responses of people being drunk and passed out and everything, but they gave a reason for that, and it was for that call center because that call center goes out to all those places around all those campuses, to pull men to all of them. But anyway, yeah, I'd like to hear more on that. 911. Oh, and are they gonna be televising? Is that what you're gonna try to do tomorrow?
Yeah, they're supposed to be several. So
Several.
yeah, they're supposed to be
Yeah.
several. So
Well, that would be a conversation. I wonder if people are going to be out there with their trucks trying to take pieces.
And we will be covering right after. If we see it go down, we will be talking about everybody's frustrations right after.
Yeah. All right, T-REV. And
it's bullshit. Here, it's like here. All right, we're gonna I don't know. I seen two different things happen back to back.
nobody should be taking anything out of there.
No, but
I
my
know
thing is,
that.
we seen two things happen back to back that are bullshit to me. They went there on Halloween when people in the family are already calling this man the boogeyman. Then they go back and now they announce that they're tearing the house down tomorrow on the 28th. Within what, a week and a half, we knew? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's actually a slap in the face.
Yeah, the whole thing, because look what happened to the Murdoch case. Who would have thought that he's going to have a retrial,
Yes, ma'am.
Even if there's a possibility of something happening, or it becomes somebody else, or somebody else is involved, or they still have to hunt some. They have that evidence is gone. There's just no way. It just shouldn't happen. Evidence. They're fucking throwing away evidence. That's what they're doing. It's like just walking in there and taking the blood test, the DNA out of there, or the sheets out. It's like, well, let's just clean up all this blood, and that's not evidence either, or dispose of the victims, and that's not evidence either. It's as big of evidence as anything else is. But anyway, y'all all have a happy New Year and the best to you there, Rev.
Thank you. I appreciate you calling in. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you. And hopefully I'll hear from you again.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Shout out to her. I appreciate her calling in. 219-885-9693. That was Sweet Leaf. Shout out to Sweet Leaf. Much love to Sweet Leaf. We appreciate you. What are you saying? Got your petition signed, hun. Let us know if you go live in regards to the demolition. Love you. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna. I'll put you up all night. Actually, locked in. I'm locked in. Not happening. Try again. Anyone can listen to a police scanner. Of course, they're not gonna put out on the air what was actually going on. Otherwise, the public will head straight there. That's a fact. They get on TV channel. Screenshot everyone, please. It may get deleted. Screenshot everyone. It may get deleted. You never know. 15 bank accounts, drugs, money laundering, family lies. This is all corrupted. Free Brian. Oh man, we got this going on. Where all the weirdos want to freaking hit you up and call you from unknown. I'm not answering no unknown phone call, by the way. Show your face, not your waist. Not happening. Maxine Brock says, save the house. This is going to be huge. This is going to be a huge mistake. Love you, Trev from Idaho. Thank you. I appreciate you, Maxine. That's Maxine Brock. I don't know why you're calling me from two different lines, unknown on both of them. You know I don't answer unknown calls. 337 sent from heaven. What's going on? You live?
Hey, T-REV. This is Holly. Down in South Louisiana. I've called you once before. To get back about the house being demolished, I just think that it's terrible, and it makes me want to cry because my younger brother was actually murdered 3 years ago, and where he was murdered, my parents have to drive past the location every single day to get home.
Wow.
And no matter how much we would want that place demolished, that was the last place that my brother was alive at. And I feel so bad for the families that want this house to stay standing to make sure that they get justice for their kids. You know, I respect Ethan's parents that they're okay with it being demolished and they have other kids to worry about that have to see the house. The people are murdered places every single day. We don't go around just tearing stuff down, especially before a trial.
Right.
You know, I mean, no doubt. Don't get me wrong. The last time I called in, I was very much 80% that Kohberger's guilty, 20% that he's innocent. I guess I kind of feel that way just because I don't know, you know. And there is stuff that they haven't shared with the public. There definitely is. You know, they have some. I definitely think that they do have more than what they say they have. But that doesn't change the fact that all needs to stay there. Whenever we went to trial for my little brother, you know, it's hard to explain distance between people. It's hard. Yeah, you could show them on a computer screen or a TV screen or whatever. You could show them pictures.
Right.
Nothing beats being there. Nothing beats being there. You know, I was told hundreds of times by people exactly how far away my brother was from the person that shot him. But going there and seeing just how close he was, it changes things. You know, and I think that the president should be ashamed of himself because those kids went there to better themselves. And I'm not saying that he was at all at fault with them being murdered. But he should show more grace to those families and allow them. I understand it's not easy for students to walk past that house every day. I get it. I'm sure it's not. But like Jeff said, put a tarp over it. Build a fence around it.
Yeah. No,
do what you have to do. Do what you have to do. Do what you have to do to make sure that these parents at least get some kind of closure. And how horrible, and I don't mean to sound hateful, but that will be on him. If something comes up in that trial and that house would have made the difference, and that house not being there ruins it. It really
changes with the next. I mean, right now, what it's 138 there. I hope something. I hope something changes.
And I'm happy that you have hope for something to change. But honestly, every other thing that's happened with this whole mess, it's discouraging and it's upsetting and it's depressing. Like I've been near tears all day today because I'm like, you know, I can't even imagine what those families are going through.
Not only that,
I can't.
What's your secret of why do you guys need to knock this house down? What's so
exactly?
What is it? Why?
Like,
right?
Why?
Who's pulling strings to get
sense.
this house knocked down? This seems like a whole. This allegedly seems like some type of defense plot right here. Like,
and it's so sad because you see people that are like, oh, well, why would they even want to keep it up? I don't know, for justice, or just for the simple fact that that is where their child was last alive.
Exactly.
You know, and I understand that if it has to come down later, then goddamn, give them time. Give them time to A, grieve, B, find justice, and be able to move on the best that they can. I mean, don't get me wrong. Every single time I passed the place that my brother was murdered, I would love to go and burn it down.
Hold on, you said your brother was murdered when?
It was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago past this December.
God bless your soul.
And it sucks. And he was young, and he was a good kid, and he wasn't doing anything wrong. He was at a party that people were starting trouble, and they asked the people nicely to leave. And instead of leaving, one of the guys got, I guess, butthurt and decided that he was going to pull a gun out and point it at a group of kids. And I say kids because they were a lot younger than me, but and he just point blank just aimed randomly at my brother and just shot him, and then they just left. You know, and it sucks.
Crazy.
It sucks. The world's a horrendous place, and I don't think that the president doing this is doing any good. It's making it even more horrendous. And all it's going to do, in addition, and I know my time's up, but just one more thing. I know that they say that they're doing it so it doesn't become a spectacle. By tearing it down, you're causing more people to wonder. You're causing more of a spectacle. You know, the rumors are just going to keep coming.
Exactly. Well, until they start presenting what they have, but it's like
exactly. But until then, and honestly, and quite frankly, the fact that Kohberger is just sitting, to me, I'm sorry. If I think y'all were, like, if they were trying to kill me for something that I didn't do, they wouldn't be able to shut me up in that courtroom. And the fact that he's just sitting back and wanting to almost prolong things, it's crazy. I don't know. And I don't like that the defense is okay with it too. I feel like there's something fishy going on about everybody being okay with the house coming down.
I think the defense is for the fact that they could win later in their favor. I think they're happy.
Like one of the appeals.
Exactly.
Like if he was found guilty, they could come back and say, "Wait, y'all didn't have all the evidence."
That's a double bang bong. 100%.
It's just frustrating. It's frustrating. It's devastating. And if any of the families are listening, 100%, I think that everybody's behind them. You know, they didn't ask for this. Their kids didn't ask for this.
Correct.
And that college, that town should be ashamed that they're allowing this to happen.
I agree.
But that's it.
No transparency.
I'll get off my soapbox.
Children is crazy. I know that
sad.
One parents are on board, and that's cool. But
and that's the thing, and that's the tricky part. Whenever you have multiple victims,
they're broken right now. They are broken right now, and they may regret it later, and it's okay. I wouldn't. You could never blame them because they are broken. They lost their kid. They're trying to move on positively, in a positive light.
Yeah.
And they're not thinking about the case aspect of it. They're ignoring that whole part. But if they really started to think about the case aspect of it, they would change their mind. But let them grieve the way that they're going to grieve. If they wanted to go, let them have their opinion. They have that right. They're going through that,
and that's okay. But I mean, you have 4 victims, it's 4 families, and I hate to use like a term like, majority wins. But if they're not even, if they're not even gonna be going to the trial, which is okay, that's their decision. So then it's like maybe you shouldn't have so much say in the things that will, motivate the jury's decision. But I don't know. But thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, have a good day.
Calling in. God bless you and your family. Is that baby girl in the background?
Yeah, that's my little boy.
That's your little boy? God bless
Yes.
you and your family. God bless you, little boy. I hope he had the best Christmas in the world. Thank you so much for calling in and being a voice in the community. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Lock your doors. I appreciate her calling in. 219-885-9693. I just realized you're live. I never got a notification. Anyways, glad you're live. Absolutely. We're here, baby. We are here. We are live. People whoever asked about the last live, that's up too. That last live's up too. I just made people wait. Made you wait. Because I can. Why are people bashing the Chapins? I have no idea. And you know what? They're allowed to be upset, and they're allowed to, or not be upset. They're allowed to feel the way that they want to and ignore the problem. I get it, but it's some people don't. They don't want to understand that magnitude. They want to move on. They're sick. You know what I mean? They lost their son. No, everybody's different too. Unknown caller, stop calling.
Get the fuck out of here!
Unknown caller is annoying, calling from 2 different phones over and over again. Like, it's weird. I told you I do not answer unknown phone calls. We could wrap it up. Hey, you're gonna keep calling from both of them. Nah, you're gonna keep calling. The law enforcement is always law enforcement. Appearance. The good cops get thrown out there. There's no room for honesty in the good. There's a video also that I dropped back probably about 5 to 6 months ago. It was about an officer. They said that there was an officer being investigated by internal affairs, and I found what I think is the issue in the case. And he was one of the first officers at the scene. So we got to remember that there's going to be an issue there also. And that's something else that we need to touch on that nobody's really talking about. They're not talking about this officer, what Noons and what other one? There's another one. But first at the scene and is being investigated by internal affairs for some sticker gate or whatever. You know what I mean? Supposedly, allegedly lied on the stand. Allegedly again, which I will show you what I'm talking about. That's going to be for a different show where we need to talk about that because it is going to come up in this trial where this officer pulled up to the King Road residence and was there, the one that is being investigated. That is the alleged rumor, but it's really, I don't know. After digging up something, I was able to find out it wasn't that much of a rumor. That I think that's the reason why. You said for your information, I'll read comments in chat. I watched the live and comment. I don't with wackadoos. Woo! I love that. I love that. You smell jealous. That sounds awesome. Wackadoos. Big bang. Yeah, that's a problem. It's okay. And some people like to sit back and enjoy. I am so happy I finally caught you live. Thank you, April. I appreciate you coming by. Shout out to April. Juice Aaron, I appreciate you. No, Jennifer McLaughlin. Is that how you say her name? McLaughlin? Where it's McLaughlin. Unknown, you ain't messing my vibes up. I'm gonna continue to have a fine time while you keep blowing up the lines, tying them both up, and that's okay. Just listen to T for truth. I mean, you can get it. That's a fact. Oh, T-REV, what the fuck he do? Who? What did who do? I mean, there's a lot of people that do. Please don't kill my vibe. 1 second, Michelle. Here, I totally agree. The only other reasoning I can see is that if they cut into walls in their what? The asbestos? Is that what you're talking about? It could be dangerous for others to go inside. Well, why are they going inside in the other way? Right? Why are they going in there? Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. You should saw your last live. I believe you because you have credibility and call out shit all the time. Let haters be haters. We support you, of course, because I'm gonna tell you the real. no matter what it is. I don't care if it's good or bad on me or whoever. Being honest is the best thing that you could possibly do. If you're not honest, all you're going to do is get yourself fucked over in life. So if you want to sit around and make up weird shit, then go ahead and sit around and make up weird shit. See how far it gets you. Build some credibility with yourself. Even when you make mistakes, let people know you made mistakes. I'm talking for people who are content owners, people in life in general. Own up to your shit. You know? Unknown is blowing me up. But anyways, you know what? We'll end this live. I think we've had a great live. We talked to Jennifer. We talked to multiple people. Maybe you see me again tonight. Maybe you see me again in the morning. Actually, you're going to see me again in the morning for that live. I'm not going to bed until we see the final result. Maybe I do come back on and live all night. You just never know what I'm going to do. You never know. You just never know. 215, you're live. You caught me before I was about to say, what's going on? You're live.
It's Jamie Vona again. It's Professor Vona. I was just getting annoyed that they were blowing up the phone, so I figured if I called back in, it would be a couple
you
minutes.
Did squeeze in, and unknown keeps blowing up. I don't know. It doesn't even show when unknown called. Like, it doesn't even show up in the history, which is weird. Super weird. It shows others calling in. Let's see. Who is this? 210, 208, 215. Yeah, there's people trying to get through, but unknown is calling so many times over and over again.
So I think it's just somebody trying to fuck with you, obviously. So
right.
It's just, you're doing the best thing, again, as a psychologist. You're doing the best thing by just, like, ignoring them. So that's good. I just wanted to call in because they were getting on my nerves, and I was like, that's enough now. Like, I'm trying to, fuck with T-REV. I don't know. There was one thing I wanted to say. I feel bad for that caller whose brother passed away, or who was murdered. I'm sorry, I just said that.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for her loss. She did bring up something very, very interesting and true. I lost my best friend at 29 from murder, and he was murdered by 4 guys, and it was 4 of our friends that were robbed, and he was the one that was murdered. But there's a tree that if I drive by all the time, and I think of my friend, and every year we go by and we put roses there. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, it's just a tree. If somebody ripped that tree down, I feel like that would be doing a disservice, because then I would drive by and it would almost be like my friend was like wiped out of just wiped away. Do you know what I mean? So I almost feel like her point is so relevant. Like, why would you rip that house down? It's the last place that those students were in. Like, there should be no rush. Yes, eventually do what you need to do or whatever. But for right now, did you see the video of the kids peeing on the side of the house? Like, they're saying that it's traumatizing for the students, but then they have body camera of them peeing on the house. So it's like, is it traumatizing? I don't think that that's the reason they're tearing it down, is what I'm saying. And you're going to walk by it and see it regardless. So even if you walk by it and there's no house there, how are you not going to think that that's where it was? Like I don't know if they just think that erasing the house is going to erase the memory, but it's not. And this is all about money, right? So my thing is, if you look into the statistics, their college admission went up since this happened. Okay, so they're getting more students. So my thing is, the house would actually probably bring even more students in, just because people are psychologically attracted to crime, because it's a way to get close to the action without getting involved. So that's why people go and they look at crime scenes, things like that. So my thing is, I feel like there has to be something more sinister about it, because, or maybe not sinister, but there must be somebody else that's making the decisions with them that is pushing this for a different reason, because I think financially it would bring more money by keeping it up. So I feel like that makes it like they're taking it down so quickly.
Taking it down so quickly, taking it down before trial. I don't know. I've never heard of it.
It's just so stupid. Like the one caller said, it's better to have it and not need it? I know what else I was going to say. So a lot of people, I don't know if anybody said it in the stream today, but I've been hearing it a lot. People don't realize that evidence. So when the trial comes, so with my best friend's murder, we had 2 trials. So all 4 defendants were tried twice. The first time they were tried, we got a hung jury. And I think it's because their ages, they were young. They were 15, 16, 18, and 19. So I think it was just hard for somebody to put the 15-year-old in jail for the rest of his life. which I've forgiven all 4 of these people. I just want everybody to know. But that's a different story. Forgiveness isn't about saying what somebody else did is okay. It's about saying that I'm not going to let you chain me down for the rest of my life by me thinking about you and hating you every day, because that's just going to make my life hell. Do you know what I mean? So I forgave them, not for them. I forgave them for me. So it was a selfish thing. So let me put that out there. I'm not like some godly figure. But I do think that, I don't know, taking this, just the trial, that's what I was saying. So the first time it was a hung jury because they didn't give enough evidence. So the second time they gave more evidence and they were found guilty on all 44 charges, all 4 of them. So what had happened was the prosecution said that you don't want to give all of the evidence that you have. You just want to give enough evidence. And you could ask Jennifer just to see, like, because I want to make sure this is real, because this is what we were told. But that you want to put out just enough evidence to get the person convicted, but not all the evidence, because the more evidence you put out, the more you give the defense. And like the more you give the defense an opportunity to appeal. So they didn't put all the evidence out the first time, because a lot of it like was not hearsay, but it was what do they call it? Circumstantial. So they didn't put all of it out because it was circumstantial. But the second time they put more of that circumstantial evidence out, and they were found guilty as a result. But he said that that's why, because the second trial, we were all like, where was this the first trial? Like, I don't remember hearing any of this. And he said, oh, it's because, and I'm like, oh, great. So like, you just didn't put enough evidence out there. But a lot of people think that the jury is going to find out everything, and they're not. So that's another reason to keep the house up. Like you might not get all of the evidence. It might be somebody that needs to go and see the angles and like yell from downstairs and have somebody upstairs, or just have somebody upstairs jump up and down a few times to see if you hear noise underneath it. Like DM's room was right underneath Maddie's. So it's like I don't know. I don't think that there's any programming that could be that would be able to show or give you that real feel, especially if you have a juror that's not very technological.
Right.
Like that might not be enough for them. I don't know, but I just wanted to call back in.
I appreciate you cutting that troll off. Somehow you slipped through between 3 other, or I don't know. Let me see how many you slipped through between 4 other phone calls. So you
That's
did
too funny. It was meant to be. It was God. God like made it happen.
Somebody's doing some weird shit. They're calling from like, I don't know. These trolls are weird.
Well, tell them if they want sympathy, they can find it in the dictionary between shit and syphilis.
But when I switch up to this other program that does call-ins, you actually have to have a certain code to be able to call me. So, boop, boop.
Well, that's good. Hey, that'll work. Did you hear my sympathy joke today? It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm just now realizing it's tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. It is tomorrow.
No, it is tomorrow. We got to do something about it.
Great caller. Thank you, Vonna. T-REV, do you know if JLR will be there tomorrow? Hopefully protesting. Thanks. I'm not sure. I'll find out though, 100%.
And just for that person that wrote that, just know that sympathy really is in the dictionary between shit and syphilis. FYI. Whenever my husband wants sympathy, I tell him to go find the dictionary.
Daniel Johnson says she's giving me anxiety.
I'm giving you anxiety. I'm a psychologist. I'm supposed to be doing the opposite. I wonder what I'm giving her anxiety about. Anxiety is a future emotion, so it has to be something about something in the future. I don't know.
That's what he was saying. I don't know. All I know is this house that's right here needs to be staying up.
It does. I agree. There's no reason not to keep it up until the trial. Oh, another thing Steve said that was interesting was that they don't have a trial date, but they have a date to knock down the house. Like that does sound backwards.
I'm just saying that house needs to stay up. They can't do that at the crime scene. Janet Smith said, "What are you doing, Sosie?"
Oh, and somebody else said about it being dangerous to go in. If you look, they had the windows airing out for a long time, and I believe there's been people in and out of there since. So if it was that dangerous, would they really have like crime scene people go? Like they didn't have any face masks on or anything. So I would think that they would be in hazmat suits if it was that dangerous.
Right.
And how long would the jury even be in there? You know what I mean? Like they might just want to see it, hear it, feel it, and that's it. And that might be enough. Or I think a lot of it would be from outside. because if we do get evidence that he was stalking or that he was there 12 times prior, and Steve did say that he was close enough to the router to get to connect to the router. So I would like to see, like, where was he standing? What could you see in the bedroom? Like, have a juror standing in Maddie and Katie's bedroom and see if you could see them from this angle, or can we see them from that angle? You're not going to be able to do that with, I mean, I guess you can with a computer program, but people are going to say that it's not the same.
What are you doing?
As if they were there seeing it.
It's not going to be the same.
It's not.
It just isn't. I mean, there's going to probably be, and think about it. Listen, a few jurors might be like, "This is just not enough. I needed to be able to go in here." You know.
Jennifer said it best. It happened with the Murdoch case. One of the jurors said that they were like leaning, like they could have went either way, and that it was the fact that they went there that made them, like, the people that were on the edge to go to the, you know, to be like, "Oh, he definitely, we think he's guilty." So I think there's something about that too. Like, what if they didn't go to the house or to the wherever it was in the Murdoch trial? Like, what if they would have made the wrong choice? You know what I mean? So just having it showed that it was worth keeping it.
You know, maybe we should call Brandy Smith. You know, maybe we should call up the university live and
let's do it.
We got these. We got a petition. It's got hella signatures on it. So I mean,
and the university is open right now, so the students aren't there till probably the third week in January. But the rest of the staff have to be there. I've worked in the university for 20 years.
Hold on, let's see. Let me pull this up. Should we call?
I'm off till January 17th, but my secretary isn't.
I'm looking at it now. Let's see. We are at 6,594 signatures. So 1,301 people signed today. Just today alone, so far.
So if we could put, like, maybe a link in the chat so that people in the chat could, like, put it on their social media. I almost said put it on their Facebook. That just aged me. But put it on any of the social media that they're on to bring awareness. I don't know how many people are on the live right now, but if everybody put it out there and you just got a few signatures from that, you're going to up it that much more.
I just dropped it in chat. I always drop it in chat. It's exclamation point Idaho 4 all lowercase after the exclamation point. By the way, anybody could type it at any time to get the link.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. See, there's some older people in the chat that didn't grow up with all the technology, so not everybody knows how to find that stuff.
Hold on, let me pin it. I'm gonna pin it real quick. There it is. Pin message. Boom, it's pinned at the top, so when people come in, they'll be able to see it pinned at the top along with the voting at the bottom.
Perfect.
And that's exactly it. So will this house be demolished, or will this house being demolished be shut down before they demolish tomorrow? Yes, I hope so, and I have faith. 56%. No, it does not matter. 12%. House or not, he's done for 20%. Brian's going to be a free man. 12%. So we got no, it does not matter. 12%, and Brian's going to be a free man. 12%. Everything else.
So that's a quarter of the people. So 3/4 of the people say it should stay up, and a quarter of the people either don't matter or they say it could come down. But that's still 3 out of 4 people say it should stay up.
So they said, let's call the university. We should. I'll probably get hung up on by him too, but we could do it.
Well, wait, I'm a professor. What if I did it?
You want a 3-way?
What if I call as a concerned professor from the university and the college that I teach at? Maybe they might take me more serious. I don't know.
You want to 3-way him?
Well, tell me what I would ask first. I will. I absolutely will.
No, I'm serious. We could jump on a double. Hey, look, me and my, we'll jump.
Yeah, but all right, yeah, let's do it. I'll do it.
I'm dead serious because you say
I am.
It makes sense because you work they are closed. Patty says.
Oh yeah, what time is it? It's 5 o'clock. We could do it. Oh no, they're doing it tomorrow.
No, it's early. It's 2 there.
Oh yeah, it's 2 there. Call. They're there till probably 4:30. 4:30 is when both of our colleges close.
Yes, 3-way. They're like, yes, 3-way. I'm pretty sure if I put it on hold and call, I can get them both on.
Try it.
No, hold up. Let's see what we get here. So right here, university. Okay. Where's the number at? Like, what are they trying to hide it from me right now?
So if you tried to call either the university or the college that I work at, you can find the president's office. We're probably going to get their secretary or the person that helps them, but still, they'll still get the message. Like the president will probably be standing right next to them, and they'll say that they're not in right now. But we still should have a message for that person to pass along to the president.
I'm trying to find the number and I can't. What's going on here? It's weird. I'm looking on their website, Google, everything. Hold up. Let me look back again.
Hey, isn't that shady?
Yeah, hold up. What's going on? Let's see if I type it this way, if it comes up. Yeah, University of Idaho phone number. Okay, here we go. Now we're talking a little bit. Now we're talking. Here's the University of Idaho right here. Got the number. Now we're talking.
All right, but let's make sure that we're not just calling like the registration office.
Well, it says University of Idaho Research School something, School Gardens.
Got it. So wait, let's see. Academics. I'm going to academics. Oh wait, admissions. Hold on. I think I know which. I think I got this. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me typing it?
Yeah.
Hold on. I got it. Hold on. 208-885-6111. All right. Hold up. Let me see if I gotta figure out how to make this. So unknown message. It won't let me pull up the pad. So it's not letting me add it in. That's weird. Hold up 1 second. Let me see.
So how about what if we hang up and I call and see if I could get through even just to see if they're there, and then I at least let you know if they're there.
Yeah, let me know and then I'll call them.
All right, that's what I'll do. All right, I'm gonna look into it right now.
I'll call them myself. I don't care.
What time is it there? 2:00?
Yeah. And the number is 208-885-6111.
I'm on the website. I got it.
208-885-6411. No, 208. Why do they got the 885 like me? 288. Hold on, 219-885-9692. What? What the fuck is going on?
Oh my God, it's a sign from God. I'm telling you.
Did you just say?
We got the 28. We got the 885s. Like what's going on with all these numbers aligning and different shit? That's weird.
Okay, so maybe it's meant to be. So I'm gonna go work on that right now.
I seen chat saying that Midwest. I already saying it. I was just checking, I wanted to see. But I appreciate you, Vonna.
All right, I'm gonna go do that now. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you get. All right, later. She's gonna go ahead and try. Appreciate you, Dr. Vonna. Thank you. 219-885-9693. Call in if you want to talk. What are your thoughts on him tearing this house down today? Tomorrow. I keep saying today, but it's really tomorrow. But yeah. 603, you're on with me. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? You want the number?
Yeah, I got it. I think I already have it. It was 6. I just told somebody what it was. I think I exited it. Yeah, say it again. It's probably still the same one.
Well, you're calling the wrong number. If you're just calling the regular,
the wrong number.
If you're calling the regular campus number, that's not the contact information you need. So Jody Walker.
I know who this is. That's on the phone too. Okay, Jody. Oh,
that's right. You know.
Yeah,
I know homie.
I know who it is. I'm sure everybody else does by the voice too. Come on now, Jody Walker. Let's call
real recognizes real. Yes, Jody Walker.
Yes, ma'am.
She is the head of communications for the university. She handles everything that has to do with this house.
Okay.
So the contact number for her is 208-791-2109. She's handling everything to do regarding start times. So if you try to call the regular number, they're just going to divert you to her anyway. If you try to call campus security, they're going to divert you to her. So I tried calling a few times today myself. She's not answering, but good luck. Maybe you'll get her.
Jody Walker. Okay. Phone number. I got it right here. And it is 208-791-2109.
That's the one.
All right, I had to make sure I saved it just right here in this notepad. This
Yep,
pot.
that's the one. I even called. Yeah, that's right. I even called Germer Construction because they're going to be the ones helping, assisting in the demolition. And I offered to make sure coffee and breakfast and everything was delivered to the guys out there who are going to be handling this, because I'm sure it's going to be a really long, hard day for them. And even the construction team, they're not allowed to talk to anybody. It's all being filtered through Jody. So,
damn, this is wild. Why are they tearing this house down, Pops? What's your thoughts on it? Why?
Nobody's gonna like what I have to say. We both know this,
and that's
Austin.
fine. I've heard so many different things. Come on now, talk to me.
Yeah, okay. Personally, in my opinion, the house has to come down. It is what it is. The defense and the state both know they don't need it. No one's fighting for it. Okay, you would think in a case like this, the both sides would definitely want it to stand pending trial in case a jury would like to see it. But both sides have already agreed they don't need it. So that's how I look at it.
And I don't know though. It's just sus to me. Like, you tearing this house down.
Of course it is.
Or, we haven't even. There's no trial that happened yet. So why are we even tearing it down? Transparency on both sides.
Agree.
Who believes who's
listen,
what? Who if he's innocent or if he's guilty? They need to keep this house up for the transparency of the case and fairness on both parties. And in my way, I think this is a win for the defense, maybe in a big way. Actually,
I think it's a win for both.
Okay.
I think both have agreed they don't need it. There's a reason they know they don't need it. We don't know what that reason is, but they know they don't need it. And, there's nothing anybody can do about it. This is the university president's childhood home. It was gifted back to him, and he gets to do whatever he wants with it.
So the guy that we watched at one of the first pressers where they came up and he talked, that he used to live in that house.
Correct. That's his childhood home.
Okay. I'm just making sure I got that right guy, because I remember the guy that came up and spoke, and
Yeah.
Right, that's that dude. They say he's a billionaire?
Yes.
Okay. So people were telling me
his name is Coomer Scott Green.
Okay.
And it is what it is. He is a billionaire. Usually, and he came from finance background. Real estate, the big real estate mogul type dude. And he's a billionaire who got offered. He was handpicked to be the president at the university, making $400,000 a year. Personally, if I'm a billionaire, I just want to maybe go stay on the golf course and, but this is what he chose to do. He chose to go back to Moscow. He chose to take the role as the president. And unfortunately, the home where these kids were killed was his childhood home. Whether or not that is suspicious, I have no idea. That's up to everybody else to decide for themselves what they think. It's just a fact. All I know is that it's a fact. This is his childhood home. He grew up there. When his parents divorced, they left Moscow. And now the house has been regifted back to the college, which technically means it was gifted back to him, essentially. He's the president.
No donation. This house bought by UI. Everybody's yelling in chat that it was bought by the U of I. Look up.
It wasn't
Scott
bought
Green.
by anybody. It wasn't that house was not purchased by anyone. It was gifted. It was donated. The house was donated to the university.
Tax write-off.
And yeah, it's easy to look it up too. It's not hard to find property records. The house was donated.
A damn tax write-off. That's what a lot of people are saying. It's just a tax write-off. It was gifted to you.
Well, I do know that they are offering to demolish it too at a reduced rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
On a side note though, I will say, very long time ago, much earlier in my life, I was actually the subject of a targeted attack on my home. And the perpetrator who did this came into my home, an unwelcomed person, and shot my best friend in the back of the head. And he was there looking for me. I wasn't home. Okay. That house remained a crime scene, and it was stayed up, and it was untouched until trial.
That's crazy. So it was like a stalk. Was that dude a stalker?
No.
He just was coming in and doing what he was doing.
It was. I'm not going to get into it too much on here, but we'll just say that someone wanted to make sure that I got the business end of a 9mm. You know what I mean? And I just happened to. I was not home.
Double locks, double Glocks.
You know it.
Now you've been double locks, double Glocks since then
for a long time. For a long time, yeah.
Since that situation, right? There's always some type of situation that'll get somebody to start carrying.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I mean, that's it. That's all it takes, really, is one time and one time only, and you get trained and you get armed, and then it's a great equalizer. If anybody tries to do something stupid. I mean, I did my own critical defense training and things like that, just in case, after that happened. But my point to telling you this was because it took almost 8 months for them to catch the person, and then almost another 2 years for trial to occur. And that property stayed as is until trial.
What is true?
You're
a pain in the ass, Annie, but I am glad you survived.
That's right. I'm a huge pain in the ass. And I'm okay with it.
That's love.
But I also, while I'm talking to you, though, too, there's a couple of other things that I think should be mentioned. Now, they don't want the house, right? Neither did the defense or the prosecution. Neither one of them want it. Okay?
Yeah,
so everybody needs to keep that in mind. We have other people. Now, I know people will get on me because, there are other families. It appears besides the Goncalves family, the rest of them are just fine with that house going. Nobody seems to be, and they keep saying, oh, it's going to be like $100,000 to do. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It would not cost $100,000 to file an emergency injunction, ex parte, pro se. It's like $115, $150 to file it through the court, and you could still file an emergency motion. And anybody can do that. You don't have to be a family member. You don't have to be someone involved in the case to do this. Anybody could go file an ex parte pro se motion demanding that it be halted pending trial. You could file for an emergency injunction and pay the court filing fee. But there's a reason that nobody's doing that.
Why not? What's the reason, you think?
I don't know, but they all seem to be just fine with it. Who am I to say the intentions of others, right? I don't know what the intentions of others are. I just know that it appears nobody wants this house available for trial when it happens. Now, I understand Pharaoh scans and things like this, putting on the VR headset and being able to walk up to a body and walk through the crime scene virtually is what they plan to do with the Pharaoh. That's what it's for. I still don't believe it is an accurate representation as being there in person. I know there was a lot of talk that they were claiming that the home was a biohazard and whatnot. No, it's not. They're lying. Okay. And the reason that you know that they're lying is if you go back and you watch the footage from October 31st when the FBI went back, not a single person is wearing the proper PPE for a biohazard scenario. They are in plain clothes. They are climbing in and out of windows on top of the roof and stuff in plain clothes. So there is no biohazard in that home.
I mean, you got the defense going in there. You got people. The FBI was just in there. I mean, what's the big problem for a juror to walk through there? If you guys can go and go through these windows and take boards off and go in and out, and you say it's so dangerous, and it's not. Stop it. You're not fooling me with that shit. It ain't too dangerous. I don't care what chemicals you used. That don't change the fact that that wood's gonna sound the same. Whatever the steps are gonna sound the same. Everything's gonna sound the same. It's gonna sound close to the same. You get what you're getting the direct. You're getting the direct evidence that you get to stand on it, and you get to go stand at these different positions. If they did catch a vehicle parking somewhere on camera, they get to go stand in these positions and look and see what they get to see from those angles.
Well, you know, it would be interesting too to hear what can be heard from the first floor if you're on the third. What can be heard from the first floor if you're on the second? What can be heard if you're standing in Dylan's room? What does it sound like if someone is upstairs where Murphy was? What, you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
For me, it's the audio, not necessarily the visual. It has to do with the auditory, what you're going to be able to hear, you know, because even some of their videos, you know, going up and down the stairs, it's very loud, very, very echoey. Even the body cams. I know some of the body cams, like you could be standing out in the street and hear very clearly all of the noise coming from inside that house.
What would they do if 800 of us, there's 860 of us in here right now. What if they did if all 860 of us went down there with signs and stood in front of this house and told them they weren't going to demolish it? And you get what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that needs to be done with this weird shit that's going on. And I just don't think.
Well, I mean, I had the privilege and the opportunity to speak with Captain Dollinger regarding like what's allowed and what's not allowed as far as in and around the home during the demolition. And he made it abundantly clear to me that Moscow Police Department has absolutely nothing to do with this. It's all through the college. Everything is being done and handled through the college. Wow. So, you know, I don't know necessarily that people would be arrested. I would imagine if anybody attempted to go on the property at that point, you're trespassing. They are going to have King Road totally blocked off. You will not be able to get into the actual King Road area, but the press staging area is going to be at the cul-de-sac on the south end of King Road. That's where the press staging area is going to be for media and stuff like that.
And this is, and they're there now. They're there now.
Yeah.
I guarantee.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can guarantee you that too. There's plenty of people there
right now, and I guarantee there are people probably even live on pieces of YouTube somewhere by the house.
Well, you know, it's definitely disheartening. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the things that people have put forth from both sides, right? Whether you're pro or against, Brian. I think that there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I think, unfortunately, a lot of the misinformation comes from the mainstream media and their anonymous sources. And
yeah, the anonymous sources not naming stuff, making things like, oh, well, the ID was connected to the house, but when it came from this person's, you know, connection, and we're not getting no name, we're not getting a source to verify that with, or else maybe we could believe it if we had a source with it, but we can't. You know, we have to hold it in the air as 50-50. That's why I said I'll be looking for these rumors in the trial. The stuff that the stuff that I'm looking at, you know, people are calling in and telling people that they have this, that, and the third. I'm looking for these rumors. I'm going to see what comes out to be true in that courtroom. Because if not, then I know I will be able to look back at certain mainstream media stations that I've talked to and personally had a relationship with, just to talk to a few different producers. My respect will change for them if I see some of these things not come out to be true that they were talking about on their fucking mainstream media platform to the world.
Well, that's why I kind of take it all with a grain of salt, no matter who it's coming from, unless it's something that is documented that I can actually read in black and white, you know. And when you go through some of these documents, now I understand how people feel. Oh, it's the defense. They can say whatever they want. No, they can't. That's not how it works. So I know that there's a lot of people out there thinking that, you know, that Ann Taylor and Jay Logsdon, they're just filing shit and making it up as they go along. No, they're not. That's just not how it works. I mean, unless Ann Taylor, well, the way I look at it is, unless you're trying to get disbarred, right? Unless you're trying to lose your license to practice law, you're probably not lying in sworn documents. So I tend to give everybody the benefit of the doubt on the legal side of it, right? I don't think any of them are lying in their sworn documents about what they're either turning over or what they're receiving in discovery, right? And when you read through some of the things that have been turned over by the state, and it's alluded to in some of these documents from the defense, it's definitely very interesting. It makes people who are looking at this case like scratch their head because, you know, they're tied to their timeline. Unfortunately, the state is literally handcuffed to the timeline. They're handcuffed to the vehicle. These are two things they've handcuffed themselves to. It is what it is.
Wow.
So when you've got the defense filing things saying, okay, well, discovery has been turned over. The video that we received, the suspect vehicle 1 that was turned over by the state, is a video of the wrong car going the wrong way at the wrong time. That tells me that this video of suspect vehicle 1 that was turned over in discovery is probably not as good as everybody thinks it is. Because they're alleging it's the wrong car, going the wrong way at the wrong time.
So, you know, that's always
when
been
you
a
hear
thing.
that.
Annie, is that suspect vehicle number 1 shit that they took? Like, why is there a number? Why isn't it just the suspect vehicle, right? You know?
Agreed. I know a lot of people had questions about that in the beginning. Is there a suspect vehicle too? Right? I guess we'll never know.
I still do.
Yeah. Agreed. And now this is something I think a lot of people probably don't know that I've pondered or whatever, because I don't really talk to a lot of people. But, you know, there is an aspect that I have where if he did do it, and I've said it from the beginning, if he did do it, he wasn't in his car. He wasn't. If he did do it, he wasn't in his car. His car's clean. Not only is the car had no biological evidence from the crime scene in it, there's no forensic evidence that the car was cleaned up of biological evidence as well. Okay? So if he went into this house and he stabbed 4 people the way that they claim he did and then sped away, there's no way that he didn't get a microscopic particle from this crime scene in the vehicle. It would be there. There would be microscopic traces of blood droplets and things like that. Things you can't see with the naked eye. There's no way do you get what I'm saying? So I'm on the fence as to,
I'm getting it.
you know, I'm on the fence about it. If he did do it, it could be he had assistance in another vehicle. And if he didn't do it, they got the wrong car, the wrong person.
Or, you know, and then to say that there was defensive wounds, I don't know if that can take away from somebody's, you know, throat being, you already know what I'm going to say. They, you know, we first heard they were sleeping, and then we've heard a few different other things after that. So there's been a lot of confusion surrounding whether they were all sleeping or not, because that was said by Kathy, the coroner. Right? I remember that coming out of her mouth. They were sleeping. So
and she even said there was a lot of blood. She said it was a very bloody scene.
You know what I mean? So where is, you know, that's a great question. Where is the blood? Was there blood? Now, when I pulled a video up of them going, you know, we've watched it 1,000 times on replay on this channel, where they're in the house and they're getting the, you know, evidence and swabbing different things. They take a picture of something on the ground at the top of the stairs from where Bethany, you know, Bethany, the front door and Bethany's room is. They took pictures of something in the hallway where you would have to walk down the hallway, make that right, and then go out the slider or go upstairs. They were taking a picture of something. I wonder what it was. I'm thinking, is blood droplets? Was it footsteps? What was it? Because they definitely took a picture of something there. If you watch that video back and analyze it.
Oh, trust me. I think you know by now. I've watched
20 million different things. Yes. Oh, I know. I see you. I know.
So, I mean, it's my opinion that with all of them gathered where they are in that living room area under the good vibe sign by the bar cart, they're stepping over something, swabbing, taking pictures. I've always personally, just my opinion, believed that that's an actual one of the victims. That's just my opinion. It could be. I don't think they would all be gathered like that and doing what they're doing there if it's just a footprint or just a blood droplet. Do you get what I'm saying?
So if they're taking a picture down there, it's a victim. You think it was maybe he came up here to help you and finished off?
No, I think that the account, unfortunately, here, this is why I say the probable cause affidavit is going to be such a problem, because I've been saying it from the beginning. The defense is going to blow that thing up. I think that, unfortunately, because they lied or withheld certain truths and presented mistruths instead, you cuffed yourself to that. You've now cuffed yourself to the specific set of circumstances, evidence, how it was found, when it was found, etc. You know, because we have Officer Smith from the very beginning stating that when he arrived to the top of the stairs, he could see the female on the floor in the hallway. He could see the male in the bed. So there's been a lot, there's the people talking about how Ethan was up against the door and that's why, Hunter couldn't get in, and no, because if you go by what the first responding officer who arrived on scene says, his statement is that female was in the hallway, like in the doorway of the bedroom on the floor, and the male was in the bed. So their bedroom door was not shut. No one had to kick it open, pry it open, push it open. He wasn't leaning up against the door, none of that. This is why, unfortunately, I try to just stick to exactly what the documents state, because when you go through them, knowing what we know now, it's a lot easier to pick apart where okay, so something here was misrepresented.
Okay. I can see, they're looking at the doc, and I like that you do go off the documents. At least if you're gonna, you have an opinion, read the documents. You obviously read the documents and you formed your opinion off the documents. I like that.
I don't even have a final opinion. That's the thing.
We're still developing all that, even up until the end of trial. We'll, even after trial, we'll be talking about certain different things.
Right.
It just is what it is.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Even, and here's how I look at it too. I've always kind of operated from the stance that, like, all right, well, if he did do it, how was he able to do it so quickly and not bring a single microscopic blood droplet into his vehicle? That's the thing that's really, I think, is going to kind of, unless the state knows of another vehicle that they've already found, or knows of we have other male DNA that was found in close proximity to where the deceased were located. That DNA was tested in some capacity, which is how they know it was male, but then it was seemingly ignored, right? So if I'm the defense, I'm going to want the work product from law enforcement as to how did they eliminate those other DNAs as either accomplices, right?
So because Nina says, show me in the PCA where it says the doors were open.
I'd never said the PCA says the doors are open. Okay, I said if you read Officer Smith's account, he's the first responding officer.
Okay.
And if you read his account of what he saw when he got to the top of the stairs, he's saying that the female was in the doorway of the bedroom and the male was on the bed.
A lot of people talk about not seeing the bodies, Mermaid. That's another thing that people bring up a lot. And I really don't know why that nobody ever seen it. I don't know.
But like I was saying, so if say this was you're accused of a crime like this, right? Your attorneys are filing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 requests for discovery because the state is claiming that they have this specific evidence against you, but for whatever reason, they're not turning it over in discovery. Okay. That's a problem. And I understand that a lot of people are like, oh, what's a bit, it's a problem because when it comes down to our rights, right? Our rights do not come from government. Therefore, the government does not get to infringe upon them or pause them or chill them whenever they feel like it. It's just not how it works. When you are accused of a crime and the government is accusing you of a crime, The government needs to hand over any and all evidence they claim led them to you, regardless of whether or not it's going to be used in a trial or not. So even the state themselves saying, oh, well, you know, it's okay because we don't plan to use this at trial. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is evidence that they claim led them to their suspect. So you need to cough it up. And if you have 3 other male profiles that you found, how did you eliminate them as accomplices? How did you eliminate them as the perpetrators? And where is the work product for that? It's imperative that they be able to prove that they were able to eliminate these other profiles. They even admit in discovery that they turned over to the defense that they surreptitiously obtained DNA from another previous suspect. So at some point, they were going around surreptitiously obtaining people's DNA by stealing their cigarette butts that they flicked on the ground. Okay? So then that makes you say, well, why didn't you surreptitiously obtain Brian's DNA?
Right.
Right? Why didn't you take that same route?
Which match from a cheek swab to the actual DNA on the sheath that they're going to use?
My point is they didn't get that buccal swab from his cheek until they let him go across the country first.
I get all that. I get all that. But
so if they can, the point that I'm getting at is if they can surreptitiously follow another suspect around collecting this person's cigarette butts when they throw them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Why didn't they just surreptitiously obtain his DNA while he was still in Washington? Don't tell me you couldn't get it off of his.
No. Well, maybe they didn't have enough at that point to go and get it.
No, what you're not understanding is if you read these documents by November 20th.
By November 29th, they knew Kohberger. So
no,
November 29th is allegedly when they got a call from the security guard from Washington or whatever.
Trust me when I tell you, read the documents. This is why I'm telling you to read them.
I've read
them. Because as of November 20th,
29th.
As of November 20th, 7 days after the crime, they already had all 4 male profiles.
No.
That's a fact.
I'm talking about in general when Kohberger first came into the picture was November 29th when he first came into the picture.
Right.
So
right, but what I'm saying to you is that they had his DNA off of that sheath along with 3 others by the 20th.
What's going on, Lisa?
So if you have all 4, right? Here's how, because I'm looking at this from an investigative standpoint. So as of the 20th, a week after the crime, you have located 4 profiles. You have located 4 DNAs. These DNAs now need to be tested. You run them through CODIS and you're not getting any hits. Why only make 1 IgG tree? Why not 4? How did you eliminate these 3 others from being possible accomplices or perpetrators?
Okay. I'm understanding the part that you're talking about. I get that. My thing is it matched him from his cheek swab to what came off the knife sheath.
Right.
So
right.
That's all I'm saying. I remember I actually watched the court date. It was the next day they snuck in the court date after, and they are using that, by the way, from his cheek. They're not using the 23andMe no more. They're using the cheek swab matched to that. So it's
right, but they're still going to have to show the work product for what led them to. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're still going to have to show that work product,
and then they're going to see once. It's going to look bad to a jury when they see, well, he was, maybe they have on video of him separating trash. Maybe the FBI took video of that. Who knows? We'll see.
No, they didn't.
We'll see.
There are no body cams from the SWAT raid in Pennsylvania.
No, I'm saying we'll see. We don't know what they have.
That's why I'm telling you. There is no body cam from the FBI or from Pennsylvania State Police. Ann has already alluded to this. So has Jay in their filings. They have already alluded to this. Why do you think there were so many requests for discovery? Because a lot of the things that were being alleged that they supposedly have are non-existent.
By the way, Andy, I want you to know I'm not coming at you in a disrespect because I like the point of views and different things that you're bringing up within the documents because I always ask the people, please read documents. I don't care if you don't understand a word. Look up the word. find the word. You get what I'm saying? Try to make sense of it.
Yeah.
Because when we're following these cases, the documents speak, whether it's in a good way or a bad way.
Right.
Look at the document.
And I know a lot of people don't want to pay attention to what the defense is filing because in their mind they're like, oh, whatever, they can file whatever they want. No, they can't.
Remember the kitchen sink? Remember that thing with the kitchen sink came out, and then they were talking about the other profiles, the one found outside, and then two other found in. I was like, well, we need to know those other profiles. They got to be, followed up on until they, find out who those people were, who they belong to.
Well, even the whole glove thing. Everybody was till this day. People say it was the glove that Chris McDonough found, and it's not.
Okay.
If you read what's actually filed, that glove, along with the other 3 DNAs, was located by the 20th. Chris McDonough didn't go out there until Thanksgiving. So it is not the same glove. The glove that they're talking about, that they located, that, they tested the DNA on, they know it's male, it is not the glove that Chris McDonough found. He was not out there until like the 24th or 25th. This glove was located by the 20th. All of the DNAs were located by the November 20th. So if I'm a juror, I'm definitely going to expect that the state put forth the work product as to how those others were eliminated and why.
Stevie, welcome. I appreciate you.
Know what I mean?
Brian is indicted for the murder.
If I'm a juror, I definitely want to hear. A lot of people are like, the house is empty. It doesn't matter. It does matter. It absolutely matters.
It does.
Because I want to hear the sliding glass door, what it sounds like when it opens. I want to hear windows, what they sound like if somebody was to climb through one. I want to hear, if I'm on the first floor, what does it sound like if Kaylee's playing with her dog at 4 a.m. on the 3rd floor?
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
So no, for sure. There is a caller wanting to try to get through. I got you, Midwest. Annie, you do not know what the evidence is, period.
I don't know what the evidence is. I'm only going by what's been filed by the defense that they've received for evidence and the lack thereof.
Hold on, let's see.
I can read what Jay Logsden and Ann Taylor are saying regarding the lack of evidence that has been presented in discovery. That's just a fact. This is not my speculation or my opinion. It's literally just what the documents say.
Furthermore, the state can hold evidence until, I did read that too, Ms. Brazy, that they can hold the evidence until 10 days prior to trial.
There's only certain evidence that they can't. That's the thing. If you look up Idaho criminal rule and you actually look up the ICRs on it and the code for it, no, they cannot. They can't do what's normally would be deemed like an ambush type trial. They can't just come in last minute and say, oh, by the way, we have all this other evidence too. That's not how it works. This is a death penalty case. It's not, you know what I mean? In a death penalty case, there is a higher standard for burden of proof.
Higher standard. That's crazy. What are you doing, dude? Stop. Leave that alone. Stop chewing on that.
But listen, I hope you had such a Merry Christmas.
I did. I had a good Christmas. A very good Christmas. One of the best in 15 years.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that because I haven't talked to you in a very long time. So
I haven't heard from you in a long time either. I was like, where's Miss Potts at? Where's she been? I ain't heard from her. But then again, I ain't been live either, though. So that adds up too.
Well, I'm not under Miss Potts anymore. I'm critical thinking cap.
All right, so I know that's you 100%. Okay, cool. Critical thinking cap. That's you. I know your name in here now. So you are.
Yeah.
I see you.
That's me.
I see you. Critical thinking cap. I like the name. It fits you. It fits
well,
you.
Thank you.
It fits you.
I just hope I would never, that from the jump, from the moment that this case started, you were one of the first people that I spoke to. Okay. And no matter what, even if we don't agree, I respect you.
Yeah.
I think you're a cool cat. You know what I mean? So I would never come at you sideways. And if it's nothing like that.
You spoke your mind. You spoke what you thought on the case. You didn't come at me. You spoke about what you thought about the case, respectfully.
Well, that's what I mean. I would never ever be disrespectful to you. I hope you know that.
You haven't. You haven't. I mean, you're talking a case with me. I mean, respectfully, you have the whole time. So every time that I've talked to you, there's been a few times where we've had people up on panel and there's been some battles, but
oh, I can't come on panel. We all know that because that's just no.
We can make it happen without things breaking.
I'm odd man out on the panel. I'm odd man out.
We have to make it like 3v3, 3 people for the defense and 3 people for the prosecution, and make sure people aren't arguing. You know what I mean? Because the shit can get steamy. It's like, all right, so somebody you here, talk for your 3 minutes.
Well, I think too, it's also too because a lot of people are very emotionally invested.
Absolutely. But you got to also, as like I can be professional and say, all right, everybody gets 3 minutes to speak. We're going to start from here. I'll put a timer on. You get your 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. You respond 3 minutes, 3. Everybody gets their little 3. They say their piece.
Right. I just try not to operate from an emotional standpoint on it. I can look, I can look at what is just in black and white and then think about it and be like, okay. So, there's quite a few things that stand out to me that if the state is not able to properly present how certain things were done and when, it's going to be a very hard time for them because Ann Taylor and Jay Logston are not, these are, seasoned defense attorneys. These aren't newbies. These aren't rookies. Okay. They're always thinking 10 steps ahead. So, when you've got them saying they're putting it in black and white, telling everybody, we are getting discovery. And what is in this discovery? It's not matching up. It is not matching up to the person accused.
Hey, Annie, if I'm able to set up if I'm able to set up a panel where I bring you on and bring Jennifer Coffindaffer on, would you talk to her and you guys you talk about what you think is wrong and y'all both have a conversation? Could you do it?
I would love to talk to her.
Okay, but you're down
for sure.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna talk to her.
Are you kidding? I'll come with notes.
Yeah,
already ready to go.
Yeah, like that's what I'm talking, and that's what I'm talking about. I want it to be about the content that we're talking about. That's the whole point. People that are thinking and reading into the documents. Everybody, you and her read the documents. Tons of people read the documents. I'd love to see somebody that's the side that you stand on, which really, I don't know. You're standing at looking at these documents. You're detaching yourself in heart from everything and looking at these documents and pointing out different things. So it'll make a great debate. I think it'll make a good conversation.
Yeah. I think it would be a great conversation because listen, obviously I have respect for Jenna. I do not agree with about 90% of what she says. I think a lot of it, in my opinion, is hyperbolic, maybe a bit of propaganda type-esque, but that's just my opinion. And I only say that because I'm someone who's like totally black-pilled when it comes to the government, FBI, all of that, right? My opinion is that you should always question authority, no matter who it is, right? And that's just how I was raised. No matter what the government says, no matter what a state agency says, you question it, especially if it doesn't make sense, or especially if it might be in violation of someone's rights. Because I'm a huge constitutionalist. So I'm always going to err on the side of the Constitution and the rights of others.
What about the rights for fathers that have mothers that hide their kids away from them and then tell them they're horrible people?
It's horrible. It's absolutely, it's deplorable behavior. Anybody who uses their child as a weapon against the other parent. It's deplorable. It shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, it's nasty work is what it is.
And I understand not all parents are good parents out there.
That's a fact.
But if there is a parent who wants to be involved in their child's life And it doesn't matter if they're rich or whatever. If they truly just want to be involved in their child's life and be a good parent, let them. Don't interfere with it.
You got to separate the relationship that you have with that person and let all those things go, because it's no longer about that. You get what I'm saying? Some people just don't know how to let go when you don't, you don't want that. So that's what, and people die.
Hey, little personal side note. I went through it with my ex and our daughter. And this, he did everything he could possibly do to try to keep her from me for as long as he possibly could. We're talking, just constant willful interference of parental rights, right? And it was a shit show, but it worked itself out in the end. And eventually kids get old enough that once they are old enough that they realize what's happening, because I think a lot of people just underestimate kids and their intelligence, and kids are really smart. They pick up on things really quick, and they tend to recognize when a parent might be maybe using them in a sense to get back at the other parent. And that's kind of what happened in this case with my oldest, where once she hit an age where she realized what was going on, there was nothing he could do anymore, because she saw right through it.
Right.
And, made her own decisions. So, anybody who's going through that, my heart breaks for them, because I went through it once, and I tell you what, my kids are my life, my whole life. And, the interference that went on, it was rough. But
when you get stripped from that, and then you don't know your rights, and then you make phone calls and you're being told you can't do shit. You have to do this. And if you sign this, well, guess what? Now you have, what I mean? You found this stuff out later, and now, but they try to say you can't do anything because you signed this. That's what I've been told.
Well, I think it also depends on the state too.
And I was 18 and 19 when I signed the birth certificates of the possible two that are mine. I just want to know if they're mine, and I would love to be a father to them, like I was for the first 5 years that I was there. I can't help that somebody runs me off and doesn't want me to be around. They want to be gone because they want different guys with different money, and I wasn't that guy with that money at the time. I had
was there paternity done?
I struggled. No, there wasn't paternity done, and no, we weren't married when that happened either. But the fact that this person is ganging up with enemies of mine on YouTube, it is absolutely crazy to me. I'm not even going to speak about what creator, who, or what, and when, or where, and why, because I have it being taken care of in a court of law, which I, with rights. Thank God for the people I have around me, because if I didn't have those type of people around me, I'd be running around with a chicken with my head cut off, not knowing my rights. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, definitely in your state, best
so they
thing
told
to
me
do. Start off.
Say you could go file paternity. Listen, they told me I couldn't file for paternity because I signed the birth certificate and it's been past a certain amount of time. If you look it up, it says like 60 days you have to establish. Well, guess what? When I signed those when I was 18 and 19, I did think they were mine, but at the same, I found out some different things from that person's brother. They told me that they did, and when I already knew that he was talking to those people, so everything connected. You get what I'm saying? And I already questioned certain things, and still, even after that, I still want to be a father. Even
Well, have you looked into like where you are in Indiana, parental rights?
Oh, I got more rights where I'm at now than I ever had in any state I've ever been in. I got more rights right now as a father than I've already done my research. I've been doing my research on it for the last couple
if you
months.
don't mind me asking, how old are they now?
13, 12.
Okay. So they're about the age where a court would listen to them anyway.
They're at an age where they were brainwashed of how bad of a person I am, and I'm not fitting to fight the battle because I'm not perfect by no means, and I did go to jail and go through things. I got caught carrying a gun across state lines, which it was my gun in my name legally. I did my time for that or whatever, and I had a medication on me that I specifically take for panic attacks that I have right here in my hand that I get prescribed for. They tried to charge me with that also, but I got that off. So people, you know, I had this certain person on my show and I exposed that they were fake and lied to me. And now they are, you know, got some hard on
Oh,
for me.
I
They
already
think,
know who
yeah,
exactly who
no.
you're
They think that
talking
they're
about. Yeah.
taking me down and blah, blah, like, but they really don't know that I've been talking about this on my YouTube. If they were smart and really did their research, I've been talking about this on my YouTube channel for the last 4 years and during this case. So you're not telling people nothing that nobody already doesn't know. Cause
Well, see, that's something I've noticed though. This case brought out the worst in a lot of people. Okay. Because even if this person, okay, fine, you and this person had a falling out and whatever, you went your separate ways. Okay, cool. Right. But when you take it to the point that you're interfering in someone's personal life off of YouTube, you've crossed a line. You know, we can agree to disagree. We can all have different opinions and shit, but that doesn't mean you take it upon yourself to get all up in somebody else's private life, especially with their children.
Yeah, no, that's something that I shared. I shared with that person and told them I've cried many nights for years with my eyes in a pillow because I watched them be born. I cut their biblical cords. I changed their diapers. I raised them all the way up to 5 until I was ran out of their life. And then I went through a bad spree, and it's all on me. I don't blame anyone else. It's on me. I was ended up couch surfing, living on different, you know, park bench to park bench, struggling, then started doing good, got a job, started doing great, then have the government stealing everything from me with no parental rights, and I'm getting told to go fuck myself on every phone call that I make. So I'm making all these different phone calls to Jersey, to all these different places, and they're telling me you can't do nothing, you sign these birth certificates, and if you are, you have to pay for it all. How can I pay for it all when you're taking everything? Now I can handle everything.
If you sign the birth certificate, that means that you're taking responsibility that these are your children.
Yeah, I signed them when I was 18 and 19.
Right. So you do have a right. You do have a right to be in their life if you signed the birth certificates and took responsibility as their parent.
So why am I getting told? Why am I getting told we can't give you the location of where she's at? We can't do this.
You can't go. No. They can't give you location. No, they can't give you location. They will not give up location. What you can do at that point is, it's a nightmare, but you can do it. If you're trying to locate this person because you would like to be in your children's life, okay, you technically would have to hire a PI or something like that to find this person, and then that way you would be able to have them served. But when it comes to the state itself, whether it's like Department of Health and Human Services or even just for child support, they're not going to give you, they're not going to give you the contact information or the current physical address of the person.
Zero.
Because by law they can't. There's privacy acts and stuff in place that they can't give that to you. But that's what a private investigator, or even if you could find a family attorney, you know, who would do it for cheap, you know, or something like that. You have to take the legal route for it. That would be something you have to do your own due diligence on to locate the person, to be able to have them served. Like, yes, I want to see my children. You would have to have them served for custody rights.
Yeah,
but you know, the people at child support or wherever, they're not going to give you her information. You would have to get that on your own.
Yeah, that's been done by you.
You know what I mean?
It's in motion. I hope they're ready for it too.
And like, you could definitely file ex parte and pro se for an emergency hearing for custodial rights. And depending where they are and where you are and things like that, you know, there's definitely a lot that can happen if you really do. You just have to stick with it, because it really is a process.
It's a big process,
especially if it's been 8 years.
It's a big, yes. That's, hold on, maybe even longer.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, though, is that I have so many different receipts that show exactly what I'm saying is happening to the other 2-3 other people. So that it's
Right.
the most best thing that you could ever have. When I got 3 receipts, or not 3 receipts, I got multiple receipts from 3 other people that are going through the same exact thing through that same exact person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's terrible that people
Just
take it
saying.
upon themselves to like take their, but it's just so stupid and juvenile to me and counterproductive, right? You know, to actually take it off of YouTube and go into people's private lives, right? I don't understand why anybody would even think that that is the proper way to handle any kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so strange to me that this person would want to get all up in your personal life and try to interfere in it.
I don't even watch it. I just hear about it. I only heard about it. I've never watched it. I didn't click on it one bit because I know it's coming from it's coming from a malicious state of mind from both.
Right.
So I'm not going to go and listen to 2 children talk about something that is being filled, their heads are being filled up with hatred by 2 people that hate me. So there's no reason for me to go over there and listen. And you know, I'm hearing from everybody else. I didn't even click on it one time. They have it all clipped up, chopped up, pieced up, sent up, ready to go to a lawyer. I didn't even touch it one time. My people don't fucking play. So I'm just saying, I haven't even listened. I refuse to listen. You want me to tell you why I won't listen? For the simple fact that I'm not going to go listen to, again, 2 people that are filling kids' minds with hatred and telling them false things. I'm not doing that. So now you got to see me in the court of law.
Not even that, but why give the person the watch at that point?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Why give them the watch on their video?
Now
All it's going to do is make their watch count go up.
Now you really got to see me in the court of law. Simple as that.
Right. And when it comes back, you know, but when it comes down to you potentially reinstating your parental rights, right? That is something that you can do. I mean, it might take some time. It might take some serious due diligence on your part to get it done, but it can be done.
Rebel is so right. Let's try to be positive, Chad, even though we know the truth when it comes to situations like this. But when it affects the children, that's when they cross the line. Exactly. And that's why I refuse to be involved or even chime into anything that's being said there. I just hear from everybody else. People come to me and chop things and throw things and have everything get ready to go. Time stamped out, everything fully ready to go. And I can't, I don't even listen to it,
it's
but
really
I just hear
sad that you think about, though, then you got to think about like the kind of person that would do that. How empty is their life that this is what they spend their time doing? Right? When you, in a way, you kind of got to feel bad for that person, because that just tells me that this person's life must be sad and pathetic and empty for them to have to find a way to interfere in your actual private life with your children in any way, whether it's to, you know, come at you because they're going to link up with the ex and whatever, and try to fucking slander you and bash you and blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, this person's life must be pretty empty and pathetic for them to spend their time doing that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
From another state. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, that's, you know, in a way, that's like slander. It's defamation. I don't know if Indiana has a long arm law, you know, like other certain states do. You can't just go on and defame and slander people just because you're in another state. Some states have that long arm law where just because you might be in, you know, for example, you might be in Colorado talking shit or interfering in someone's personal life or slandering and defaming them from Colorado, but they happen to be in New York. Well, they can still come and they can still sue you.
No doubt.
They can still drag your ass over to New York under the long arm statute and bring you into court, you know, for slander, for defamation, should that person decide to sue you.
Bang bong. You dox my full name and my full information. I could most definitely do that. I've never used your full name over here at all.
Me?
No.
Oh, I'm like, oh, hell no. I've never doxed anybody in my life.
No.
I don't need to dox
that
people.
person
It's
doxed
stupid.
themselves by calling into my show and lying to me and sending fake badges and stuff like that. That's
But
what that
bingo. This is what I mean, though. How
I have all
empty
that
and pathetic.
defamation of character, big time. Swayed hundreds to talk crazy
Mm.
about me. That's that. Yeah, you definitely got to see me.
But that's what I mean. We're looking at defamation. We're looking at malicious.
100%.
Because it has to be done maliciously for it to fall in certain states.
Yeah, T-REV Army roll call. I love that, Miss Shauna Lee. Facts. T-REV Army roll call. Because you know what? Defamation, big time. Tons of other things too. Exploiting children, which is insane. Exploiting children.
Well, you also have to remember though too. So like when you harass someone electronically, right? So this person doesn't need to harass you in person. They're doing it by means of electronic communication. That is like under federal law. Okay, when you start violating federal law to electronically harass someone else, be it by email, videos, whatever the case may be, any means that has to do with the internet, with electronic communications themselves, you're violating federal law at that point, because under federal law, we have laws against being able to maliciously harass someone through electronic communication.
Crazy shit.
So,
harassment.
Maybe you can have some of the Rev gang dig into that.
Death threats. No, but people are like, don't talk about this. But I'm actually getting death threats. People saying that they're gonna come by, take my girl, and kill me. That's what I've gotten. Death threats.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, no doubt. I've gotten death threats, and you know what I tell these people? Come find out. Fuck around and find out. That's all I ever tell them. That's all I ever tell them. Fuck around and
these people are but this is do you see what I'm saying though? Why I stay low key, dude, when it comes to this case? Because I'm telling you, this case brought out some of the most crazy motherfucking people around the world. They will hunt you down. They will threaten to hunt you down. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that gets back to becoming so emotionally wrapped up in something that you actually take it to a level where you're threatening to hunt people down and harm them, maybe because they're saying something you don't like on the interwebs. It's insanity.
Yeah.
People who do that, they need padded rooms. They need a padded room and some lorazepam stat.
No doubt. But yeah, no doubt. I appreciate you, Annie. I'm gonna get off this topic. I said what I gotta say. I've been on it. I left my last lives up too. If you want to go listen to that too, because I talked a lot more about it there. But I appreciate you speaking with me and dropping some knowledge too again, and speaking from the heart. Thank you for calling up, Annie. I appreciate you. I hope you had
I really do hope everything gets worked out for you though.
Oh,
okay?
I'll be all right. Everything's gonna work itself out. When you have your head straight and you're moving straight, you're gonna work everything out, no matter what.
Word.
Whenever it comes, it's gonna be worked out. So I appreciate you, Andy. Thank you so much for calling in. I enjoyed talking to you. Thank you. Have a blessed new year, and I hope you had a beautiful holiday.
You too, babe. Lock them doors.
Yeah, lock them. Shout out to her. I appreciate Andy. Shout out to Eddie. Shout out to Eddie. It's gotta stay standing. It's gotta stay standing. I'm not saying everything isn't serious, but seems everyone forgot what funny is. Yeah, what is funny? Tell us more about it. We want to hear about it. In a way, and then tell them didn't want them. Yeah, that's exactly. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Everything will fall into place. So I was on a 30 minutes of rewind. You were on 30 minutes of rewind. Really? You were that far back? We all behind you. 219-885. All right, I had to take it off disturb. Do not disturb. A whole lot of shit.
Bing bong.
No way, not answering it. Can't do it. Nope. Show your face, not your waist. Not happening. Not happening, Captain. Show your face, not your waist. Not happening. I appreciate you, Sailor. Thank you. It's definitely media law was my degree. Defamation of character by slander. If it is something something so bad it is, then defamation of character by slander per se. You don't need any evidence. Automatic win. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
All right. Show your face. I love to show your face, not your ways. I'm gonna holler at you guys, man. I'm gonna get off here for a little bit. I will be back on. Very good live. Loved the vibe. Loved the calls. Loved everybody in here chatting. A wonderful chat. A couple little hiccups, I guess, in the chat, but we're good. I shout out to all of you. Thank you. Make sure you smash that like button. Hashtag FTA for the algorithm. And I will see you guys on the next one.
You took my motherfucking family away and got the nerve to say you did it as a single mother. You let your pride get in the way like we don't need each other. Deep down inside, I really think you wanna see me suffer. Deep down inside, I do believe you wasn't competition. You said I left, like really though, like it was my decision. That shit you did was out of line, but we ain't gotta mention. You like to talk, but just enough that you ain't gotta listen. I'm out the picture and the kids think it's picture perfect. Because you told them all our problems when it wasn't working. And then you held that shit against me when I wasn't working. For what it's worth, it's nothing worse than feeling like you worthless. I know it's hurting every time I'm thinking about my daughter. Cause she don't know how much her dad is really in the corner. Because she only value love from all the shit you bought her. And she don't know what love is, and that's the way you taught her. It's like I'm being tortured. You took my family away. Took my motherfucking family away. You took my motherfucking family away from me. Took my motherfucking family away. You took my motherfucking family away and got the nerve to say that I'm the one that's narcissistic. Being an independent woman, yeah, it's all terrific. But you don't understand the problem when the father's missing. I got so much I wanna say, but gotta word it right. Leave it to Facebook, we all live a perfect life. The perfect kids, perfect house, and the perfect wife. But let's not talk about the times when they heard us fight. The only thing I really want is my son and my daughters to understand no matter what, I'ma be a supporter. But they don't understand the role of a man is important. I bet none of my kids got me in one of their portraits. I can't force it, but of course it feel really bad. The first time I heard my daughter say she hate her dad. I'm disappointed though, I ain't even really mad. I watched you throw it all away, everything we had. And it's fucking sad, you took my family away.
I count my blessings for the days when I was down and losing faith. They made me patient. All I can say is thank you. I really wouldn't be the same if I ain't gone through all the pain. Look what it made me. All I can say is thank you.
It wouldn't be the same with none of y'all by my side. You hold me down every day and it makes me strive. I wake up and look forward to doing these lives. A lot of y'all really came and opened up my eyes. And I hope I gave it back because it comes with yours. No matter what they say, I know I opened up them doors. I brought a family together even though shit was rough. They tried to shut us down, but we really shut them up. No matter what, we stand together when shit gets tough. I wanna thank everyone for showing me love. The Rev Gang family is something I cherish and love. And I'll smack anyone for fucking with us.
Blessings for the days when I was down and losing faith. They made me patient. All I can say is thank you. I really wouldn't be the same if I ain't gone through all the pain.
choices, standing up for the families that took a loss. It's something that we find important. Rep game strong, chest up. Little homie, keep your head up. You can be whatever you want. Get rid of the fake and it will add up. All my life I strive for greatness. I manifested my time with patience. People try to copy us, but respect is earned. It's not an obligation. I love the fam and they love me back, and that's why I always have the backs. I give a voice to those people who were never given a chance for them slimy cats. When you come here, you ain't a number to me. I really take time to read what I see. Don't forget to lock your doors, cause there's danger all up in these streets. Y'all really put life into the air that I breathe. I really am thankful for all of my peeps. Your loyalty means a lot to me, so this is a special thank you from me.
Blessings for the days when I was down and losing faith. They made me patient. All I can say is thank you. I really wouldn't be the same if I ain't gone through all the pain. Look what it made me. All I can say is thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm always revved up, I'm never turning down. I smoke a blunt to the face to calm my nerves down. I'm reaching up, got my head right above the clouds. I can feel the calm before the storm, there is no tapping now. I'm always revved up, I'm never turning down. I smoke a blunt to the face to calm my nerves down. I'm reaching up, got my head right above the clouds. I can feel the calm before the storm, there is no tapping now. There is no tapping now, that's not what I'm about. I'm down to ride, always high, head above the clouds. I'm on my grind, try to stop me, I'ma knock you out. Praised in the streets, little boys, you are not allowed. Claiming you're the best, now I'm coming for your neck. I came out the pussy with the mic as a vet. I've been on the grind, they see me as a threat. I ain't here to sign deals and run off with a check. I just got a lot of passion and a heart in my chest. I love making music, when I do it, it's the best. I've been working non-stop, serving beats like a chef. I'm here to take over, separate me from the rest. Cause I see a lot of separation from people that wanna go and help, but they never go and do it. They claim they really about that life like 6ix9ine, but in court look foolish. I've been all around the block, streets flooded with the cops, doing time in a cell life, looking at the box with my mind on my dreams, now reaching for the top. If they say that I can't, I prove them wrong on the spot. I'm always revved up, I'm never turning down. I smoke a blunt to the face to calm my nerves down. I'm reaching up, got my head right above the clouds. I can feel the calm before the storm, there is no tapping now. I'm always revved up, I'm never turning down. I smoke a blunt to the face to calm my nerves down. I'm reaching up, got my head right above the clouds. I can feel the calm before the storm, there is no tapping now. They got you tapping out. Let's go. What's all that rap about? You got bars, but your music ain't a cap and gown. You try to make a song, your hooks lack the sound. The fact you think you're good has got me laughing out. Step hand to the belly of the beast, you're all food on my table and I'm ready for the feast. Stomping on the field like an old paraclete. You better hang it up now, cause I got you by your feet. Walk you like a dog, cause I got you by the leash. Labels got you on the paper, signing deals like a lease. But you do what they say and you say what they preach. If that's being real, I'd rather hang from a tree. People don't know the term of being real. They'll be anyone just to go and make a meal. They act all hard to the gangsters in the grill, and they hit a hammer cock on the spot, you get killed. Little sucker, you don't want that beef. Claim you got hands till I catch you in the streets. Run up on a pussy like a steak, you get beat. I've been about that life, different gacy to the peeps. I'm with it, motherfucker. I'm always revved up, I'm never turning down. I smoke a blunt to the face to calm my nerves down. I'm reaching up. Yeah, I'm tired of this punk ass motherfucker trying to slander me, man. I got you. Look. Let's talk about this bitch named DJ. Sit in front of his computer, running them replays. All he does is just talk about me. He's got Larry and Gianna polishing me. Fucking snakes, couldn't say the shit to my face. So I locked him out the gate, middle fingers to the face. I'm a grown man standing on my own 10. Extorting kisser, you can try to grow your program. I see the bitch in you, I do what you wish to do. You couldn't break down the crime cause it lives with you. Felony stalking, assaulting your dead wife. You say you own guns but you're a felon with no rights. Radiator boy, you better fix the leak. Remember when you said you paid Mexicans cause the taxes were free? You look like a crazed stalker from the 90s. You're good at finding deadbeat moms, it's exciting. All y'all want is a little bit of change in a game that involves little kids in your plays. When I take you both down in a court, you will pay for that mental ass shit that you're doing for your name. All it takes is a message or a phone call. My nickname for both of y'all is No Balls. The Rev Gang fam been had my back, and they taught me certain laws I never knew that I had. So now I'm ramped up, bitch, with my foot on the gas. I like to see y'all try to stop every receipt that I had. Mr. No Badge, I still got the phone in my bag. You 55-year-old creep detective, stalking pickings, all them charges that you caught from being abusive to women. I never hid from the person I am. I go to jail for every father to gain some rights as a man. All I ever asked for was a test from the courts, but they let these women hide kids and collect support. Fuck being a pushover, I've been looking for more. It's ironic you can find it, but I can't for no court. Fuck you and her, I'll see you in